Hello, welcome to Drowning in Blackwater. I'm Chris and I'll be your Dungeon Master for tonight, and I use they, them pronouns. Drowning in Blackwater is another spooky mystery. Yes, but I have style, I have form. Here you see it. Over the Halloween months, we will be bringing you this creepy village in the Mere of Dead Men and some creepy subplots about various things. Orcus might be involved, just saying. And the return of the shepherds, Viorica, Frore, and of course Prosperous, returning to the fold and see what they get up to over the next couple of weeks here. For those who are new to Dungeons & Dragons, everyone here plays a fantasy character in a fantasy universe. The players all have their own unique character sheets, which tell them what they're good at and not so good at, and what numbers to add to 20-sided dice rolls. Mostly, 20s and above are good, 1s and below, which is rare but does happen, are bad, and you'll see these little things up here at the top of the screen as people roll. Yes, while they play their characters, I, the Dungeon Master, will play literally everything else they encounter. All the people, all of the talking trees, that's a bit of a spoiler. What else? Weather patterns. I'm quite famous for my weather patterns. There we go. Anyway, while they describe what they want to do and I describe the world around them, we will all together tell our tale. Before we kick off, though, let's meet all the players and let's talk a bit about our sponsors.
Hello, I'm Emma. I use the pronouns M or Emma, and I'll be playing Prosperous. He used the pronouns P. Yeah, just P. Prosperous is a half-orc paladin of Shantea who has devoted their life to helping people, and hopefully will be helping people as part of this campaign, maybe through the Shepherds, the organisation that they run with friends.
Hello, my name is Ed. I will be playing Viorica Eordash. We both use he, him pronouns. Viorica is back for a fourth time, barely 2 weeks after the last campaign ended, so he's ready to rock and roll. He has a new gun, which is the most beautiful thing he's ever owned, but otherwise likes to think he's grown up, but we're not quite sure yet.
Hello, I'm Mike, and I'll be playing Forry Book. We both use he, him. The ex-sheriff or investigator, now turned from bandits to demons. See what happens, see what we can find.
Hi there, didn't see you come in. My name is Alden Wheelwright, he, him. I'm played by David Shears. I'm a cleric of Talmor, erstwhile priest of Mask. These days I try and do good, so I joined up with these here folks to go on an adventure, kill some demons, save the world. You're welcome.
Hello, the name is Huxley Bricklesnout, he, him, played by Liz, who uses they, them pronouns. I was the chief shelf stacker at Blackstaff Academy Library until I've recently been recruited by the Shepherds. I'm currently traveling with a wonderful group of people and, well, we're having an adventure, which I'm enjoying.
We are delighted to be sponsored by HeroForge. HeroForge offers fully customizable tabletop minis with dozens of fantasy species and thousands of parts to choose from. You can see all of the minis that we designed for this stream in the overlay, and they animate when we enter the combat, so look out for that. HeroForge are fantastic, so do check out the Pro membership where you can get premium access to features ahead of time, beta access to things, and all sorts of cool stuff that just makes your life a lot easier. And you can check them out at heroforge.com.
We are delighted to be sponsored by Ultra Pro. They make accessories for D&D, Magic the Gathering, and more. My favourite part of their collection are their figurines of adorable power. Here is their gazer. They also make other things such as deck boxes if you play Magic the Gathering. You can find all of Ultra Pro stuff at ultrapro.com.
Hey friends, check out our new sponsor, Phoenix Dice, for a carefully curated menagerie of click-clack math rocks for your delectation. Check out their entire selection at phoenixdice.com, and just so you know, Phoenix Dice are all about living gloriously in the worlds of tabletop games and sustainably in this one, which means their dice are working to be recycled, their packaging is recycled, the dice are made of sustainable materials. It's all great stuff. You should definitely get involved. You can also join us today in chat with a chance to be in a raffle and win some Phoenix Dice of your own. Just put !dice into chat and you'll be in with a chance to win.
We are proud to be sponsored by Alchemy RPG. Reimagine your gaming experience with Alchemy. They're focused on creating immersive cinematic experiences everywhere you interact with tabletop role-playing games. playing a game, creating a world, streaming, watching live games, discovering new content. Look at all the cool stuff that they are doing there. You can use environmental motion art, scene-based music, seamless character management to run your games over the internet, with upcoming features including homebrew content, streaming overlays, and spectator mode. So go and check out alchemyrpg.com.
We're delighted to be supported by Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, a Dungeons & Dragons strategy video game that brings together D&D characters from novels, adventures, and multiple live streams into a single grand adventure. Select your heroes and formation and battle through waves of monsters for free on PC, phone, PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch. You can pop exclamation code into chat for a free Electrum chest.
We're delighted to be supported by Neverwinter. In Neverwinter, explore and defend one of the most beautiful cities from Dungeons & Dragons' Forgotten Realms campaign setting as it rises from the ashes of destruction. Epic stories, action combat, and classic role-playing await those heroes courageous enough to enter the fantastic world of Neverwinter. Neverwinter is completely free to play, so set yourself up an account today and pop !NW gift into chat for a link to a free gift.
Check out our supporters at D&D Beyond, your guide to digital D&D. Make character sheets online, share them in a campaign, and track all of those tasty little stats in one easy place. You can use the Beyond app to track your characters on the go. You can also use their encounter tracker and archive monsters to run any smooth combat thing. You know what I'm saying. You're a DM. You've done this before. You know D&D Beyond is the place to go. You can also check out our character sheets and ! characters in Twitch chat below.
Check out our wonderful supporters, Elderwood Academy, who make beautiful bespoke gaming-themed gear, including hex chest dice boxes, spellbook deck boxes disguised as bespoke ancient arcane tomes, and scroll and codex dice tower and rolling tray pairings. Make your own with their online designer at elderwoodacademy.com.
This stream will run for 3 hours, and there will be a roughly 5 to 10 minute break somewhere near the middle. We run shows on Monday, Tuesday, and Friday at 6 p.m. Greenwich Meridian / British Summertime, which is 10 a.m. Pacific Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. in mainland Europe, and 2 a.m. Tuesday morning in Japan and parts of Australia. On Mondays and Tuesdays, we run TTRPG streams for 3 hours. And on Fridays, we run our talk show, Talk Together, for 1 hour. Our TTRPG streams can be one-shots, 4, 6, 8, or 12 weeks long. You can always find our latest schedule at twitch.tv/rolltogetherrpg/schedule.
We are Roll Together RPG on all socials, so find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and even TikTok. Links in chat.
Thank you to our D20 Club on Patreon. You can find a link in chat. Help us make our shows from just £1, $1, or $1 gold piece, and unlock more tiers by joining. Our D20 Club are fab. They've created a fan Discord for us. They've also made a wiki page for Roll Together. You can find that at rolltogether.fandom.com.
Welcome to our podcast listeners. If you also would like to listen to us via podcast, you can search Roll Together RPG on your favourite podcast provider. If we're not there, let us know and we will add ourselves to that list.
Finally, we play with a diverse group of players who play a diverse set of characters with wide-ranging sexual and gender identities. Our tables are trans and GNC positive, and we encourage and champion trans and GNC players and characters and non-player characters and all the rest of it in our games. The DM and players may portray characters that are of a different gender to their own, and while we aim to avoid misgendering, we do acknowledge it does sometimes happen. Have a company policy in place for correct people on pronouns should the need arise. If you think we've missed something, we're open to being corrected, so just drop us a line in chat or send a message to rolltogetherrpg@gmail.com. Be sure to check out our content warnings and the TTRPG safety toolkit, which we use as part of play. Links can be found under !safety in chat. Right, with all that said, time to get spooky.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Drowning in Blackwater. Thank you so much for joining us. Oh, I'm excited for this one, folks. Mm-hmm. It's going to be a good one. We have a whole new team. Well, parts of a new team, parts of an old team. Characters smashed together, and I have a cold. So I'm just going to have to run this with a very croaky voice. It's going to be very atmospheric today. Right. Let's start from the beginning. Where else should we start?
Indeed.
It is about 2 weeks since the events of the Reaping of Golden Fields. For those who didn't watch the Reaping of Golden Fields, the town, city, somewhere in between of Golden Fields was attacked by cultists of Orcus, the demon lord of undeath.
It was not very cool.
It was really cool.
We were not fans.
Oh. But of the show? It was a great show.
Of the event.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah.
The reaping thereof.
The reaping thereof, yes. Anyway, Golden Fields was attacked, and Orcus tried to pervert it from within, discovering that Golden Fields was also the site of a celestial creche, if you will, or a nest. There was a Kyrene egg inside, and Orcus was thwarted, stopped by some of these characters, Prosperous, Frore, Viorica. In doing so, Frore got horribly cursed, and he has no idea what's wrong, and we'll come to that later too.
None of us know what's wrong.
None of you know what's wrong.
Frore is not said nothing.
Frore is not said nothing.
I mean, to be fair, unless you just keep rolling natural ones.
Yeah.
Oh, mic rolls. I forgot about mic rolls.
This is a thing.
Anyway, the three of them were part of this grouping that managed to stop Orcus. However, the wand of Orcus, which was being used to try and cement Orcus's place in this space, was taken at the end of the episode by 2 other player characters. And there was maybe a certain sense that they should be followed, and the wand should be found, not be in their hands, potential. Over the last 2 weeks, demon attacks across the Sword Coast are significantly on the rise. Now, it's not like demons turn up every day, but there are now towns, smaller cities, places around the Sword Coast, all sending messages to the Lord's Alliance, basically saying, what the hell, there's imps everywhere, please send help. The Lord's Alliance is a very powerful organization that works with all of the major cities, but it's not big enough to police all of the smaller cities. And they started to realize that this kind of, not even orchestrated, just general attack is something they're going to struggle to deal with. Enter the Shepherds, an organization that already existed as part of the protection of Golden Fields that Prosperous re-established, and Frore has joined, and Viorica has also joined.
Did the Lord's Alliance just give up?
No, they haven't given up.
Because they don't really like me.
No, they haven't given up. What they have done is tried their best. And what your...
And stopped.
No, they're still trying their best.
They gave in. They gave up.
No, they're trying still. Elvis, who is sort of second in command of the Shepherds and largely in charge of admin, is currently receiving requests for aid, as he has made it known to people around the Sword Coast that the Shepherds will help if the Lord's Alliance can't. And thus, groups of Shepherds are being sent out to deal with demonic issues. So, we have joined a group of said Shepherds, including the 3 characters who we already know as Shepherds, who have been joined by 2, I was going to say new characters, but one's new and one very definitely isn't, who have joined up with the Shepherds to try and help out with this situation. So, as the 5 of you, for it is 5 of you, there's a small cohort, are making your way through the Crypt Garden forest towards the Mere of Dead Men and the town of Blackwater, I need you all to roll initiative, please.
Ooh, bag them.
Yep.
That's not even...
Okay.
The first action is to roll initiative.
I said I wanted to smite something, but I wasn't expecting it this soon.
This is... Okay.
Just roll it.
Well,
You don't know anything about what's going on? Just roll it.
Liz, you have to speak. Now look what's happened.
Viorica was not ready. That is a 1, which leads to a 5.
Oh
No.
snap!
Oh, nice! That's 2 in a go.
Am I not going last? Mine's a 14 flat.
That is a 17 with advantage.
The 21 with advantage.
So it's a party of extremes, I think.
Mike, what was yours?
6 altogether on a
Yes,
nat
Mike,
one.
it was.
Start as you mean to go on.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Right. Then we begin with Huxley Bricklesnout, our new character. Liz, you are in the middle of a conflict in the Crypt Garden Forest. Your party has been tracking some demons and has happened upon them, but been surprised by the number and the ferocity of them.
Good.
There's already been a couple rounds of combat.
Yes.
I will let you, as you go first initiative, paint a picture of where Huxley is, of what Huxley looks like, and give us a sense of the battlefield as much as you need to. No need to over-describe. Others can fill in as they enter the scene.
Amazing. So I'm guessing the forest in which we are currently is quite a gloomy, dark place. Is it nighttime?
Oh yeah, it's let's say early evening, so there's still a bit of dappled light sideways through the trees, but it is
Crepuscular.
Yeah, it's crepuscular. That's a good word. But it is cold. I'd say it's a little bit wet as well. It's probably been raining. It probably is raining.
Okay. Well, you will see a very, very soggy, bright blue bugbear. Now, this bugbear was sent to this group by Blackstaff Tower in Waterdeep. So is wearing quite regal robes. That is commonplace with the Blackstaff Tower. However, instead of quite smart trousers, the bright blue bugbear Huxley Bricklesnout is wearing quite short shorts because his legs get too hot. His legs get too hot. He needs the short shorts on, and knee-high boots. But we'll skim past.
Knee-high boots and short shorts.
He has got like the typical wizard beard though. That's going on as spells are being cast by him. It's billowing in the breeze and kind of slapping him in the face a little bit because it's raining. The beard itself is blue, but also it's ombre to pink, as is his hair, which is tied back in a ponytail.
Wow.
He squeezes on every morning a peregrine helm, which kind of looks like an owl, and that's on his head, and it allows him to fly. So in this combat, he will have been flying.
Does it give you the gift of flight, or is it like propeller blades that pull you up by the head?
If you're in Twitch chat, you answer that question. Let's say little owl wings come out, and yes, I'm flying due to that.
Yeah.
But I'm enjoying this character so far. So, yes, we'll be flying preferably far back from the overall scene, looking down. Mirror image will have been cast.
That's fine.
As will, if a couple of rounds have passed.
Sure.
I assume Bigby's hand will be present.
Lovely. Okay.
So,
what would you be using Bigby's hand to do? There are a number of demons fighting with your allies. Would you have targeted one to try and grapple and hold out of the way? Or are you trying to damage some? I know Bigby's hand has various options about what it can do.
So Huxley's not very damage orientated, but given the circumstances, I think the clenched fist version will be present.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, one thing I've not mentioned as well is because of the type of wizard that Huxley is, he has the manifest mind. His spellbook can come into presence. The spellbook may or may not look very similar to Microsoft XP's Clippy, but in this form is in the form of an overdue book stamp. May or may not have googly eyes, and is among everybody else who will be on the ground or wherever they may be fighting the creatures.
Amazing. Would you want to target with the clenched fist a creature on the ground or one that is flying?
Oh, one that is flying.
Great. Floating near you, like you've moved away, but it can also fly and it is following after you, is a Glabrazu. These are very large demons with an almost dog-like, hound-like snouted face. They have gigantic upper arms with pincers and very small arms on the inside, so 2 sets of arms. And they are primarily a spellcaster because they use the little arms to cast spells. And they are currently weaving their hands together to cast a spell at you as the fist out of nowhere just poleaxes them if you hit.
Okay.
Amazing.
Roll to hit, sure.
Me or you?
It's the hand. You
the hand.
fist.
Oh, yeah, that's
Okay.
me. Cool. Let's go with that. That is a D20 using my spell casting melee to hit, which is plus 10. Mike, I'm joining you. So that's 1 plus 10. 11 to hit with the fist.
How would you like to miss?
I would like the fist to smack into one of the gnarled trees that are here. If it's raining, that'll send lots of big globs of rain down on everybody. I'm sorry. I'll say it in my tusks. I'm sorry.
Cool. As you do, the Glabrezu will shake itself like a wet dog to get some of the water off. Do you have any movement you want to use at this point as well, or a bonus action?
Yes. If this thing is flying, I'm going to try and fly away from it as far up as I currently can.
If you fly another, let's say you're about 30 feet off the ground. If you fly another 30 feet up, you'll be in the tree line and you won't be able to see your companions.
I will fly then through the trees.
Okay.
Still at the 30-foot height, but anticipating that this thing's going to follow me. I can see through Stampy's eyes, Stampy, my manifest mind, on the battlefield, so I can help out there if I need to.
Okay.
Nice.
As you fly up into the tree line, the Glabrezu will fly after you, clearly recognizing that you're a caster and that's a concern, you know.
Hello.
It slavers and barks in Abyssal. Do you speak Abyssal?
I do. It's one of the languages that I speak.
I can't tell you what it said because it would it's not repeatable in polite company. Mums were mentioned.
Well, Huxley will insist that wash your mouth out with some water.
It is going to fly after you into the tree line and try and reach out for you with one of its gigantic pincers as it flies forward. 13?
13 does not hit. I've got my mage armor up, and I also have the mirror image up too.
The pincer will come in snapping and will snap over you, not through one of your mirror images. It's just trying to see you through the tree lines, and probably some leaves scatter around you very artfully. It gets a second, so it will do another one as well.
Does have 2 pairs of arms.
Does have 2 pairs of arms. 17?
17 would just meet, so I'm going to roll a dice to see if it hits one of the duplicates.
Sure.
That was a 10, so yes, I believe. That changes the attack to the duplicate, so one of my duplicates.
How do your duplicates pop? Is it an audible effect, or is it just passes through?
It's audible, but it sounds like someone's ripping paper. And
with
then
the pincer
confetti,
as well. Yeah.
Confetti kind of scatters out.
It reaches out there, and in Abyssal just goes, "Got you!" And then, like his party balloon goes off, and it looks a bit confused.
Yeah.
Right, it can cast a spell as well because demons. So,
2 attacks and a spell.
Yeah, 2 attacks and a spell.
Nasty thing.
Okay, it is going to try and can you make me a wisdom saving throw, please?
Do we all have our reactions? I can't do anything in this situation, but just to check.
Yes, you all have your reactions.
Okay, thank you.
Because we'll have to assume that you didn't use them in the last round because of the method by which we're doing this.
At 24 on the whiz save.
Oh, you're fine. It casts a spell with its lower hands while its upper hands grab at your various mirror images, and you feel magic briefly wash over you and dissipate. It doesn't affect you.
I'll shake my fur and smatter it with water.
Great. Nice. Right. On the ground. No one else is flying, are they? Just checking. No? Good.
Andy. Andy is flying.
Andy is flying. Okay, so Andy's here. Are you on the back of Andy?
No, because we've worked out by this point that if I fly on Andy, Andy dies real quick.
Can you please describe who Andy is before everyone gets real confused?
Andy the Alicorn, obviously.
Yeah.
Andy is a very pretty alicorn who knows that he's pretty. He was given to Prosperous as a gift from Shantae.
Your greater steed, if you will.
Yes.
Right. Good.
Slightly outside the scope of greater steed, but
slightly. Yeah, Shantae steed. Okay, for the 4 of you on the ground, can all 4 of you please roll me a dexterity saving throw? Please?
How many people are within 10 feet of me?
You can all roll as if you were within 10 feet of Prosperous, because at this point we haven't placed you yet.
You get an extra 5.
Hooray.
You're rolling against each other, so it's kind of meaningless.
What?
You also
I'm gonna
get an
lose.
extra D4
Oh,
we
no,
get
I'm not.
+5 and a D4.
But you all get +5 and a D4.
Yeah.
And it's about to see who's being attacked. So
What
you know.
big numbers.
Dexterity save. Okay.
Mine's a 24, which is ridiculous given I only get +5. But I probably would be putting myself into the
Fray. Yeah.
We'll come to that. Okay.
24, and I'd be very dexterously acknowledging his prey giving.
Okay. Mike, Ed.
29.
Shit.
27.
All right. So Aldrin would be the lowest, but
No, Prosperous will be the 24. Aldrin's dex has got to be better than Prosperous's.
you're protecting Aldrin. It's fine. Sorry.
I want that to be
Fair
the
enough.
theme of this campaign.
Prosperous protects everybody. Prosperous protects people Prosperous doesn't like.
Oh, it's not a philosophy limited to Prosperous. You're protecting Aldrin. It's fine.
Okay. Pete, you are. Aldrin is on the floor with a toad-like demon leering over him as you step in the way and try and draw its focus, and it turns to look at you, grins, and will start lashing out at you instead, leaving Aldrin on the floor. Right, so I'm guessing that a 9 won't hit you.
Nah.
17 probably won't hit you. 11. How would you like to block this Hezru, that is what they are called, ministrations?
Can I pull it off Aldrin?
Yep.
And as it's trying to swipe at me, just like chuck it away?
It's large. It's bigger than you.
And?
The head shall come out.
I'm very strong. I'm supernaturally strong.
I wouldn't say you can throw it away. What you can do is like pull it off and go, no, focus on me. And it sort of snaps and claws. And you just go, no. Stay out of the way of it. That's perfectly fine. I'd allow that.
Nice.
Right. Aldrin, it is now your turn on the floor. You are within 10 feet of the Hezru. Please make me a Constitution saving throw.
+5.
+5, because Prosperous is there.
Oh, that's not great. That's 10.
Oh, you are poisoned.
No one ever gets poisoned these days. What's going on?
I know.
The Hezru, as you are both noticing, smells bad. Really, really bad. Abyssally bad, like sulfuric bad. And it catches in the back of your throat, and Aldrin for you is just, and you've got disadvantage on basically everything until the start of your next turn. And then you roll again, and so you get a successful save. Yeah?
Tamor, you didn't tell me about this.
It is your turn. What would you like to do?
For flavor, not throw up. But then just sort of struggling through it and kind of through the malaise, recognizing that this is more than your average dance with demons.
Mm-hmm.
Just be like, Pete, go do what you do best.
I'm currently doing it, shaking the toad.
Do it better. And I will cast Holy Weapon.
Nice.
Lovely. How do you cast Holy Weapon? What is it? What happens? Describe that for us.
So Aldrin, just to set the scene, as he's lying on the floor, kind of almost about to chuck his guts out, hair streaming, is wearing the sort of midnight blue silver effect with coins. There's part of it that sort of flip like illusorily between heads and tails, but one of which is actually real and is the holy symbol, and kind of reaches that up and then reaches out, trying not to get the fingers cut off. Touch weapon, be like, it's all you now.
And does the sword glow? Is it like a sort of lighting?
It's basically like a bolt.
It's already glowing gold because
Yeah,
I've got
so
my channel divinity up. So
It'd be like a sort of bolt of light through the clouds, kind of streaming down into the symbol, and then the coin is then rotating and flickering from that to travel up the sword. So now where it's been glowing gold, it's interspersed with these kind of golden Zeus-like lightning bolts.
Very cool.
And a jangle of coins.
I mean, imagining that with the rain and like our intro's got all those lovely raindrops slowing down. Could be that. Yeah, lovely, amazing. Prosperous, it is now your turn as well. You're holding this Hezru and your blade, which presumably is in your other hand.
Yeah, I can hold it. We agreed that I could hold it one-handed in reaping.
Yeah, because your strength's ridiculous, even though it's it. Do you want to describe what Prosperous looks like while this is all happening?
Prosperous is a blue half-orc paladin of Shantae. Prosperous is wearing like nice silver, maybe? I've forgotten. Armor, very sleek. Got like chiseled chest muscle going on, both Prosperous and the armor.
You can't see Prosperous, you can just see the armor. It's not like it's got little like vanity slits.
You don't know.
It'd be round, pointless in armor, wouldn't it?
Has brown hair pulled back, half plaited, and has a massive bone sword from the thigh of a dinosaur. Too big. I can't remember the name of the anime person who has the massive sword, but like other people have tried to pick it up and haven't to give context.
Cool.
Yeah. Do you need me to have already used some spells?
No, I think we're okay. Unless you would specifically have already used spells.
No, I used nothing.
Cool, fine. Can you roll me a con save? Because you're within 10 feet of the Hezru. The stinky Hezru.
7 add 8 is 15.
Ooh, it's just enough. You are not poisoned. It catches in the back of your throat, and there's very much a... Why can I taste what I smell?
Not a fan. Not a fan. Well, is it like the most threatening thing that's here, this toad?
At the moment, you can see the Glabrezu, which is also very dangerous, but it's flown off after Huxley into the tree line.
How high?
60 feet up now.
Okay.
You can't see it.
Oh, okay. And this thing's the only other thing here?
This is the one that you were aware of and you lot started fighting, yes.
That's not an answer to the question I asked.
You don't know beyond that.
Okay. Right, I'll hit this one twice then.
Go for it.
That is a 23.
It hits, yeah.
That is I don't know, I can't see it. 28.
Yeah, both of them hit.
I won't smite on the first one just to see what's what.
Mm-hmm, sure.
That is, do you need me to separate?
No.
Thank God. 20 points of damage.
2-0.
Oh, hang on. Yes. I don't know. The D6s might have been wrong, but I didn't check. That's my own fault. How does it look?
You've cut a major rent and there's ichor spilling out of it, but not bloodied. No.
Not bloodied.
No.
I will smite at first level on the next one.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's all right.
50 points of damage?
5-0.
5-0.
Now it's bloodied.
Now it's
nice.
God. And yeah, just like swinging this massive sword down at it, pretty much.
The first strike sort of cuts across it and it sort of face goes to one side. It's upper torso and head. Like there is a neck, but it's as wide as the torso. So it sort of moves its head very ungainlily. But the second hit pushes it back a couple of paces. You have done significant damage to it in 2 hits, and it's looking angry. The smell is worsening. Where's
everyone else in relation? Like, can I put myself in front of everyone else or only in front of Aldrin?
You can put yourself in front of Aldrin. I've got a thought for you later if you're okay to hold on. But Viorica, I assume that you're sort of there quite a bit further back out of the way. Yeah, exactly. Yes. The only person who's in sort of potential danger is Aldrin.
Okay, fine.
As far as you know.
I shall stay where I am.
Grand. And Flore, that's good timing.
Oh no, I didn't roll the holy weapon damage.
Okay, hold that thought.
Do it.
Right.
Yep.
2 per attack, isn't it?
It is 2 per attack, yeah.
That's another 15. Thank you, David.
It looks even more badly hurt. It smells even worse.
Oh, good.
Just shut itself.
I'm sorry, I wish it weren't making that smell.
It looks at you and just goes... Do you speak Abyssal?
I don't think so. I doubt it very much.
Aldrin, do you speak Abyssal?
If I cast tongues, but I'm feeling like 3rd level spell slots are a bit of a premium right now, so no.
Viorica, do you speak Abyssal?
Nope.
None of you know what it said.
Thank goodness in many ways, I'm presuming.
Good.
How dare you say that about my mother, says Aldrin, guessing.
It was telling you that it... never mind. Good. Froy. Slightly separate from the group. It's not your turn.
Yes. Oh.
You maybe snuck off to one side, slightly away from the group. You're not quite sure where they are up ahead. They're about 50 feet away from you, but you're not 100% sure where. You are moving through the trees, and out of nowhere, a Vrock, which is a kind of demonic vulture, is going to come out of the sky and pounce down towards you. You still have your reaction if you want it.
Can I reaction yeet myself into a bush?
No.
That would be a good reaction.
Am I high noon only?
You can use your gun as a reaction. Because you have quick draw.
Sorry, I thought it only triggered if someone else got hit.
Oh, I see. It's Sentinel, isn't it?
Yes.
Then you can't. You are
So
correct.
when you get smacked, okay.
Better
Yeah, someone has to attack someone else for it to activate.
Okay.
Frory's too far away to swap in for...
You can't see him. You don't know where he is.
Okay.
Right. It dives down.
Prosperous is not a fan of this situation, by the way. Frory. Very irresponsible of you.
Headline.
Yeah.
Got separated.
I was trying to do a flank and it was...
As it flies down towards you, it's going to it's large, so it is bigger than you. It's going to do that horrible bird thing where it lands on top of you and just starts pecking and clawing and trying to grind you into the dirt. That is a 25 to hit you.
That most definitely.
And
Definitely hits.
And a 13.
And a 13 misses.
Right. So the claws scrape off you, but the beak manages to gouge into your sort of collarbone shoulder area for 8 points of damage, which is awful. Right.
Ow.
Make me a con save, please. They are dirty.
Nice.
Not like that. Come on, people.
Filthy.
Decorum, please.
Natural 20 for a 22.
Hey.
Not that dirty. Or not dirty enough for Frory. Who knows? You managed to avoid the horrible demonic spores. Good. It is now your turn. What would you like to do?
Would I be classed as grappled if it's on top of me?
No, it's just very close to you. If you move away, attacks opportunity.
Yeah.
Right. Your grill.
I'm going to
Take
a chance, and he's going to sort of move onto his knees and use that to springboard himself backwards and do almost like a backflip, but not disengage. So just taking a chance in case he gets hit. Because I'd like to use that because I'm going to struggle to get sneak attack if not. I will use my half to get up, so 15 to go back.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will insightful fighting as a bonus action to make an insight check against a deception, and if I succeed, I can use sneak attack automatically for a minute.
Let's start with the attack of opportunity. So as you backflip away, it rolls a 2, so that is an 8. Doesn't hit you. I think getting your knees under and the flip up is surprising. Like, you don't look like the most sort of acrobatic type, and yet there you go. And it will just swipe out as you go. And as you flip up and over, what does your insightful fighting look like? It's sort of a cold glint under the brim of your hat and like a ding.
It's exactly that, and I always imagine that he's like hovering over his pistol, like in a literal cowboy stance, sizing up the opponent.
Yeah.
So as he sort of flies across, and you can see almost like the water dripping off as it builds up on the tip of the hat.
Describe what Frory looks like while we're in this moment. It's a good moment to describe the look. That's great.
So he wears sort of like a slick, well, it'll look slick at the moment, but a wet leather leather sort of hat. I can never remember what they're called again. It's not like
I love the idea, Mike, that you're like, well, he's just always wet. The coat is always wet.
canonically wet. Well, apparently my hat's canonically silly, so we'll go with
your hat's also canonically silly. It's true. Fedora,
yeah, which always seems to sit just below his eyes because he likes to keep his intentions to himself. He has a sort of brown tweed words. I've just completely short-circuited. Scarf, there we go, that he uses to put over his mouth if he wants to be more secretive. And then he wears just a classic, think 1950s, 60s inspector, big leather jacket.
But fitting for this semi-post-Renaissance magic time.
You're welcome.
Cool. Okay.
I always sort of have the words. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I feel like it's figured out.
Roll your insight check. I'm pretty sure you're going to win. This demonic vulture is unsurprisingly not very charismatic.
So that is 30, 22.
Well, I rolled an 11, so that's a 10. So yeah, you can insight this vulture. It's hungry and it wants to eat you. There we go. That's yeah.
Nice. Okay, you can take that to the bank.
And then low draw, sort of almost like lightning speed, pulls the pistol, it spins around to cock and shoots. It doesn't even pull it up to aim, it's just sort of from the hip.
Do it. Roll with that attack.
Let's see if we can hit. Does insightful mean advantage? I don't think it does.
No, it just means you can sneak attack.
Yeah, I thought that was the case. So we've got a 29 to hit.
Yeah, that hits. Have you used your elemental ring? What is it doing?
I would assume if we're hunting / fighting demons, it's flipped to thunder already.
Sure.
On the barrel.
Love it. Roll me all that damage. Sneak
let's
attack.
do the base damage first to get that out of the way. D10.
Aldrin and Prosperous and Huxley to a certain extent, and Viorica, assuming we know where Viorica is, which we'll have to sort of place in a second, you can hear the gunshot. Viorica's nearby and also fighting something.
Is Foray not here?
Base damage on the bullet is 14 damage. Let's go for lead sneak attack. 23 on the sneak attack.
Yeah.
Nice.
So up nearly into the 40s.
47.
And then I need to double check what dice my elemental does. I think it's a D4.
D6, isn't it?
D6, you are correct.
More D6s.
And an extra 2 thunder on top.
Here, you shoot it. Where do you shoot it?
Thrower is classy. It's just clean straight through whatever would be the forehead of a creature.
Oh, it's not dead.
I was going to say, imagine on a thing that would be quite small. The birds tend to be
extended.
Well, that's where he usually aims. Whatever happens after that.
There's a flick and a shot, and you do shoot it in the head, but it just spits out some ichor and
part of its brain.
You've bloodied it with one hit. It's very impressive, but it's not down or out yet. You've still got 15 foot of movement if you want. No, you got up. No, that's it.
I used half of it and then used the rest. And then just for badass sake, because that was badass enough, I think, to be worth it, he's going to pull out a cigar and use the smoking end of his gun to light it and just sort of one-on-one this rock.
Very nice. Very nice.
That's very good. All right. Viorica, I had sort of assumed that you would be overseeing the fracas that P and Aldrin have got themselves into, but you could be running into Froray's moment as well if you want. I'm not going to decide for you. You could even be crouching in a tree, helping out Huxley. It's an option too.
That was what I was going to say. What I would have hoped was that I would have been up a tree if you allow that. How
did you get up the tree?
Well, because I think that the first round, because Viorica has over the past 2 weeks been made by some wonderful gnomish artificer. That's the word.
Not gnomish, Loxodon.
Loxodon. Sorry, yes. But
Oliver was very busy.
But I'm sure it is, and I think it's the most beautiful thing he's ever owned. It is a bass flute, but constructed so that it becomes a gun. It is the ringing rifle, and it is a wonderful and beautiful thing. The problem is that the first round of this combat will have been Viorica going, "Now I'm sure I was told how this works." Click, there we go, bang, and then just missed. That would have been how it would have started. Then he will have realised, right, I'm not being much use here, and would have spent the second turn running away from everything and getting up a tree.
Oh, I love Viorica so much, Ed.
Roll me an athletics check to climb a tree.
Yes, that's absolutely understandable. 12?
You're like 10 feet off the ground.
Yes, that makes sense.
You can't see Huxley.
No, that's fine.
Do you want to be closer to Furore or closer to the other two?
I think Furore, because what I imagine is that there's the core of the group, which is P and Aldrin and Huxley, and then there's two sort of orbiting planets, which are, you know what I mean, objects, which have Viorica first layer out, and then Furore the second. I think they would have a link.
It's entirely appropriate to compare Aldrin and Prosperous to the sun. There's a lot of glowing happening in this middle section here.
I think as you've made your way up into the boughs of the tree, you know, all 10 feet up, and have gone and looked across, you can just about see Aldrin and P. Looking over, you see Furore, and you see this horrible vulture thing, and go, "Oh, target!" And it's right there. You can shoot it if you wish.
Well, but what I was going to do instead, though, was well, because I think it will have a better effect. But using the bass flute, because Viorica's sword cane before this was a way to amplify his voice, and he's going to do this with this time now and cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter with a joke towards the rock of your father was a turkey and your mother was a cushion. Now get off him. I understand it's not a joke; it's more of an insult. But I'm hoping that they will find the idea of the mother being a cushion funny.
Still amusing, yeah. Wisdom save?
Yes, 18.
Nope, 11. Furry, as you do this super cool thing, you hear in the distance Viorica, and then the Vrock will just and collapse to the floor and start laughing.
Yep.
Affected by Tasha's hideous laughter.
There we go. That is my spell. I will try and... Can I keep going up?
You can certainly try.
I will use the rest of my movement to try and keep going up.
Roll me an athletics check.
Oh, poop. Okay. There we go. Come on now. 15!
Now 15 foot up.
Slowly but surely. Fair enough.
Takes a lot of effort. Good. Right. Prosperous. Aldrin. As you are fighting the Hezru, and as you hear a gunshot, and you can probably hear Viorica's joke as well, know that magic's being cast, this battle's clearly quite spread out. Aldrin, you have a ridiculous passive perception. For the sake of people who don't know, what is your passive perception?
He's been waiting to say this for like the last
26.
No,
36.
36.
I see dead people.
That's outrageous. This is going to be a very useful character trait.
How does that work, David? Is it like you hear things a mile away? You have just amazing vision. What? How does that work in story terms?
It's almost like when the superhero first gets their sort of power, and it's like in the Spider-Man films, like the sheer sensory overload is such that it's as if there's always a white noise going on with everything, being aware of it on some level. But over time, having learned how to channel that and focus in on the thing that I want to do, it's like parting the mists.
Right.
So I'm not aware of everything all of the time, but I can be.
Yeah.
Nice.
You hear something crunching through the undergrowth towards you and P at quite some speed.
Oh, Lord.
You don't have an action or anything, I'm just telling you.
Where on the clock would it be just to ready my free action?
Oh, I see. It's... I've not specified a clock.
Should we say 3 o'clock?
Sure.
7 o'clock.
Okay.
Make things
Ready on your
complicated.
7 o'clock. Coming fast.
Which direction is 7?
That away.
Cool.
Prosperous, through the trees, charging towards you, is a huge demon. It's bigger than... You've faced a couple of these similar types of demons to these ones in the last couple of weeks, dealing with them before. This one is significantly bigger.
Bring it on.
It's crashing through trees. It looks a bit like a minotaur, just bigger, more hulking and more fiendish.
I don't think I've ever seen a minotaur, but that's fine.
Sorry?
I don't think I've ever seen a minotaur.
Well, it's called a Garistro. And it is charging full force directly towards you. You get the sense that the little toad one, and this is bigger than you, next to you just goes... He's desperately trying to get it to stop.
Oh, no.
You can see that it's almost not looking where it's going. Its head is down. It's just charging forward. It'll probably hit you and Aldrin unless you do something about it, but we'll come to that in a second.
I'll just put the sword in the ground slightly and like brace.
Right. Cool.
Did you stand up, Aldrin? Are you still lying on the floor?
Still lying on the floor. Very much like this kind of... you get the sense that if Aldrin could, but it's as if he was bound by the rules of some game he's not aware of. He'd be rolling to try and get around to your 10 o'clock, 11
You
o'clock.
can roll. You can move while prone. That's fine.
Oh, yeah, but it's not my turn.
Would you have moved while prone on your turn?
Well, yes.
Then by all means move now. I'm not going to be a stickler.
It could have just as easily been towards where this thing's now coming from, though. That's the only thing.
I would allow a certain amount of leniency if you want to be getting behind the tank.
Yes, that would be very much my aim. And
that's fine. Yes, Huxley.
Sorry if I throw up on your boots.
just if Aldrin is wheeling or rolling, would it be like in a circle fashion? Like, would your head be the pivot for the roll, or would you roll flat?
Oh, it would be. Look, it'd be quite a dexterous roll, although I'm somewhat inhibited by the fact that I'm currently almost vomiting. So I guess
trying to keep your head in the same place.
Yes, try not to smash
the
my
fountain rotating
rose-tinted shade diadem. Yeah,
nice.
Right. Just trying to keep my head like that.
Prosperous, the Garistro will charge straight forward and will run slap bang into you.
All right.
All right.
Bring it on.
For the times to roll in that one.
Thank you, Mike.
You are going to stop this thing that is at least 10 feet taller than you in its tracks. How would you like to do that?
I've got the sword in the ground, and I'm just going to use that and then my other arm to like maybe slide back a little bit as we go. But
very cool. You do. Yeah. You manage to hold it off as it pushes you back a little bit, and it is then going to raise its head, look down at you, and snort something in abyssal, which none of you understand. And it has joined the fray. It is going to strike down at you with its fist. An 18 won't hit you, will it? How do you want to deflect the fist that is bigger than your torso?
Same arm, just like onto the arm guard. The new arm guards, not the old arm guards. These are part of the armor set.
Nice.
One strikes down, and it's 3 attacks. I've already had one of those. That okay?
I mean, one of them has to hit, right?
You'd hope, right? You'd hope.
Massive demon.
So far, I've rolled a 1 and a 5. The gore does nothing. The fist strikes out. and it's just going to lean to the side and kick its hoof out towards you, trying to catch you square in the center of the chest and go away. It's trying to make you go away. It's a 25 to hit.
Well, yeah, that will hit.
Huxley via Stampy will cast silvery barbs to get that creature to roll again.
How does that look? What's the visual? What's the aesthetic?
The googly eyes start to vibrate, and from it, these little like pen nibs, little quill nibs, fire out towards it.
So Stampy was here the whole time. This is one of those.
Whole time. Yeah. It's 60 foot, so it should be within range.
Yeah, that's fine. I just love the idea that it was suddenly out, like slightly out of shot. Just this weird cartoonish thing comes and it's
Stampy.
The Garistro, as it leans its foot back, was just getting ink squirted in its face. It still lashes out, but it gets disadvantage on the attack roll. That's better. That's a 30.
Stampy.
Prosperous, please make me a strength saving throw.
Sure.
I know. Just that's.
No, it was bad. I rolled a 4. However, that becomes I rolled a 4 on the D4 as well, which is 19.
Not enough.
19's not enough.
No.
Jeez.
You take 28 points of bludgeoning damage as you are hoofed 20 foot away and knocked prone.
Oh, wow.
Over Aldrin.
Oh, dear.
This might be a problem.
Yep.
Probably not. Be all right.
Right. Huxley, in the trees. The Glabrazer is still there, snarling and still saying rude things. It tried to attack you, you tried to attack it. Nothing happened, it's still at a stalemate. But you're quite close together still.
Yes, with my Big B's hand, I will try and attack it again. Let's see if it
You do
will
a punch
hit.
again.
I believe that's a bonus action once it's summoned, isn't it, to hit with?
Yeah.
That could have been a natural 20, but it decided against it. So that is 18 in total.
To hit.
Mm-hmm.
Just hits, yeah.
Oh,
Nice.
amazing.
Well
So I did cast this at 6th level, although apologies for not stating that
That's
first.
fine. Yeah, don't mind. You know that.
That would be 25 points. Now, what I'm going to do, because
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of my shiny friends do this, especially with humans, I'm going to use my swapping damage to change it from bludgeoning to I have a spell which is radiant, so the damage will change from Bigby's hand to radiant damage.
You have a 6th level spell that's radiant.
Good point. I thought it was the original spell, not
interesting.
the level at which it was cast.
No, that's
I
interesting.
don't mind either way.
So you have a 5th level spell that's radiant.
Correct. Yes, I do.
Grand. Cool, that's
Dawn.
fine. Yeah, that's fine. So, as the fist comes in, does it suddenly become radiant? How does that work?
So angels resound from the fist itself, and like the light of dawn, I guess billows against the underside of the trees as this thing is smacked straight in the face with Bigby's hand.
Do you want to wow. Do you want to punch it out of the tree line, punch it down?
Yes.
And suddenly it just cannonballs
That's
down out of
awesome.
the tree line?
Sure, let's do that. Let's
think
do
that's
that.
great.
Sure.
Yeah.
Burst of dawn and then a sudden smackdown. It's great.
And as it goes, I will then use Shocking Grasp, my action.
Great.
Let's see if it hits first.
Mm-hmm.
15, probably not.
No, I think you underestimate how fast the hand moves. So you, boom, knock it down out of the tree line. So you can now all see the Glabrazu floating in midair, looking a little bit dazed. And you're just there with a sparking hand in the tree line. No one can see this going, oh, he's gone. Okay.
And then for my movement, I'm going to try and circle back as sneakily as I can towards the main party, but still hovering above in the air. So this thing's been punched down with Dawn, and then I'm going to try and just sneakily go through the trees towards where everybody else is.
Fine. Okay. Can you roll me a stealth check with disadvantage? Yes, that is what I want.
That's what I want. 13. Not great.
Yeah.
I'm blue.
I think it's that thing of you just hear the leaves rustling.
It's definitely me. We know where I am. It's fine.
More importantly, the Glabrazu knows where you are. Right, as you go, I know what it wants to do, but you're not flying because of magic. It's a magic item, and I can't dispel magic items.
Tee.
Ha ha.
Okay. All right.
Interesting.
It is going to... If, Aldrin Prosperous, if you look up and see this thing sort of appearing out of the sky, out of the tree line, it then is suddenly surrounded by a sphere of darkness.
Ooh.
And then also goes up into the tree line. You can see the sphere of darkness moving. You know where it is. You just can't see it.
Right.
The toad on the ground. Oh. You just avoid getting trampled.
No.
It did.
Oh.
Oh, good on it. As its buddy came along, if it had passed through, which what I was expecting it to do, hoping it would do, wanted it to happen, then it would have been crushed, but it didn't. So the Hezru, looking at the big one, spouts out something in Abyssal again, and will turn to Aldrin on the floor, because you look like a tasty, easy target, and it's going to try and start eating you.
Nice.
It's going to reach down, take its gigantic mouth, just go on top of you.
It's going to have some nice advantage on that as well.
Yes, it is. 27, nat 20.
I'll use my reaction to teleport in.
Okay. Did you become prone?
Can't we do? Can't the portal, the thing that you cast, which means we're all linked?
Yeah, Ken just said that.
Oh, I beg your pardon. Sorry, I thought that was. I thought you were making a teleport happen by casting it, and surely that was a bad thing.
I can't make teleports happen. It's not within my skill set.
He can do everything.
Nope.
I thoroughly enjoyed that. I'm going to do this thing. Shouldn't we do that thing? Yes.
That would be a good idea. Viorica is obviously concentrating hard.
Yeah, climbing's difficult. Aldrin, as your feet start to disappear inside this thing's mouth, suddenly you... No, because you don't go. He appears, you don't go.
No, he shifts to the side slightly. I take the hit.
Okay, so your feet are now out of its mouth, and Prosperous is now, your feet are inside this thing's mouth, but it looks a bit more concerned about that. That's not what it wanted at all.
We have to stop meeting like this.
Me and you, or me and the toad? Or you and the toad?
At this point, I'll take any for any.
That is 33 points of damage because of the crit.
All right.
Realizing that it's got half a paladin in its mouth, and it didn't want that, it's going to start trying to claw you out of its mouth.
What's the issue? I'm delicious.
That is a 15 to hit.
Oh no.
It's scraping and you're just sort of half hanging out of its mouth, just nothing's happening. Aldrin, you can see that's all right there.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what's happening, but I don't like it.
I'll do what I can.
In Abyssal.
So, climbing to his feet as decorously as one can in these circumstances.
I will remind you that there is a 15 to 20 foot tall demon right there that looks like a bull.
Yeah.
Hello.
Cool.
That just hoofed Prosperous away, who then teleported back in to take a massive bite.
So, it's a little, but it's what Aldrin can do.
Okay.
So raising the holy symbol. There's the two of them within 5 feet. The giant one and the other one.
Yeah. You're all within 5 feet of each other right now.
Because Aldrin would consider banishing the giant one, but holy weapon's a thing. So and we haven't quite reached banishment bonanza at this point in time. I trust in P. There's no desperation maneuvers. Word of radiance then to try and to take both of them. So just a word in celestial versus just mockery.
Persiflage.
What is the saving throw?
Con 21.
Ooh. The Hezru rolled a 7. Dear God. I think it wants to die. The Garistro rolls... I mean, come on now. 21.
Realistic.
Yeah, so it doesn't take it. The big one doesn't take it, but the little one does.
The little one eats not a massive amount, but hey, it's not what Aldrin's there to do. It's 11 points of radiant.
The big one, like, sort of raises an eyebrow at you, like it's a, what did you think was going to happen? In the meantime, next to you, his buddies are there going, while trying to let go of Prosperous inside the mouth. Is having a really terrible time.
That, my friend, is called diversion. Flipping the bird as I cast Sanctuary on myself.
Fine. Prosperous, it's your turn.
Can I extract myself from the mouth of this gooey thing?
Yeah, it's not grappled or anything. It's just
Oh.
flavour.
Gross. I will run back at the big one because P has no common sense whatsoever.
You're all within 5 feet, so no attacks opportunity.
And I'm going to whack it twice.
Go for it.
This dice hates me. That's a 24.
Hits, yeah.
It could be worse.
That's it. This dice hates me. That's a 24.
Yes.
And a 26. I haven't rolled above a 10 on a weapon attack yet.
26 also hits, obviously. Yes, they both hit.
Right.
Monstrous.
This big one looks extremely chonky.
Yes, I'm going to smite at 4th and 3rd level.
To get your radiant damage for the holy weapon.
This is going to be a lot.
Good.
Awesome.
And then describe how you want your hits to impact this massive Minotaur-style demon.
Let me do the maths first.
Sorry, but yeah.
And then we'll, yes.
When you're ready, let's have some flavour.
There will be bird flipping continuing throughout this.
Just in the background.
Sorry.
No, it's all right. It's the paladin maths. Yeah, that's what happens.
I can see some of the numbers coming up. It sort of slowly ticks up.
So when it reaches 3 figures, you really got to worry.
I think we've reached 3 figures.
Awesome.
116 points of damage.
That is, I think, the largest bout of damage I've ever heard done. Well done.
No, it was more last campaign.
Was it?
116. Yeah.
Please describe how you do 116 points of damage to this big thing in one go. It's not dead or bloody.
No, I know. I'm gonna
Wow.
just try. I'm gonna try and whack it on the shoulder a couple of times just to try and loosen an arm.
Okay.
I don't want to chop an arm off, but I figure if the arm's damaged, it will hit less hard. I know that's not how D&D works, but that is how real life works.
That's P logic. I think that's very good P logic.
The shoulder is quite high up, like it's a good 7 to 8 feet above you.
And I have a massive sword.
Okay, so you just sort of reach up two hands and just.
I can also throw if necessary. So,
it's sort of
like a combination between whacking and throwing.
It's like an Elden Ring colossal sword size type.
Yeah, it's humongous. But, maybe you have to do that sort of thing where you go 2 hands up, no, just one, and then just use one hand and start smacking around. But it's glowing with radiant light, and it does bite, and it will sort of pull itself back, like a gorilla, and pull its arm back and out of the way. You've definitely hurt it. Like where the multiple cuts you made on this shoulder, they're all sort of bleeding and glowing with holy light, and it looks unhappy about it, but it doesn't look that badly hurt yet.
Right. And then I'm going to cast Sanctuary on myself.
Right. The Vrock is rolling on the floor laughing?
Yes.
It continues to do so. Does it get to roll again? Does it get to roll again at the end of its turn?
I don't think it does. I think it may just come out of it, but hang on. The end of each of its turns, each time it takes damage, the target may make another wisdom saving throw.
Okay, let me roll at the end of its turn.
Yes.
See if
18.
Still finds it funny.
It wasn't a good joke, to be fair.
It still finds it funny.
Hooray!
Ferrari, you are standing over the frog.
Ferrari's going to sort of tip his head to the right slightly, give a head nod to Viorica, and then Stipulation, quickly. With my crossbow expert, which we recoined pistol expert,
Yes.
it stipulates that it has to be a one-handed weapon for the initial attack. Does that count with my pistol, or would I have to use my other weapon before I could then use it as my bonus action to attack as well?
You can use a sword in one hand and a pistol in the other.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be able to shoot with the pistol and then bonus action shoot with the pistol.
No, it's the same weapon.
Cool. Yeah, that was just double checking. They'll pull his sword, run, jump. He's going to sort of jump, slash out with the first attack for a 22 to hit.
Yeah, you definitely hit it.
Oh,
Nice.
at advantage.
Because it's prone. Yeah.
28.
You still absolutely hit it.
This is not the difficult bit.
No.
But I'll do the sword damage.
Sword.
So that's 8 points of damage on the sword.
Yep.
And then for flavor, but you can punish me with rolls if you wish. I'd like to run, jump, and shoot it in the top of its forehead, in the top of its head, and jump over it. But it might be too big for that. But it is prone, so
It's prone. Go for it.
Yeah, jump.
But yeah, he's going to sort of slash out and then jump up into the air and shoot straight down. Into
Totally
the
fine.
forehead.
Roll me an acrobatics check.
Cool. That's fine. Acrobatics. $19.
Yeah, more than fine.
Cool. And then let's go for...
What would you, out of interest, what number was that on the dice?
That was a 7, I think, to make it 19.
Can you let me know when you rolled a 1, regardless of what your modifier is?
Cool, not a problem.
Yeah.
And then
No
with
reason.
high noon, that is a 26
Yeah.
to put one in. So let's start with base damage. We've got 14 on the base.
Mhm.
We have 20 on the sneak attack.
Great. Might kill it. Might kill it.
And then 5 on the thunder damage.
How would you like to kill it?
Exactly how I described it. It's literally like the bullet straight through the top of its skull as it sort of flops, lands, and spins the pistol, puts it in his holster, and then will like glance up at Viorica, nod, and then carry on with the flank that we sort of described at the very start, and he's going to carry on running round to come up behind.
As you shoot it and it dies, and as you start running off, you can see it's already starting to bubble and hiss as it dissolves into Ica. It will dissolve and vanish because it is going back to the abyss. It will reform over time, but for now, it's no longer on the material plane. That's why you're doing what you're doing. It's very sensible.
Yeah.
Cool.
So you place me wherever I would logically go to flank around the back.
You'll be coming out into the main combat next turn. That's fine. Viorica, you can see that the Vrock is dealt with, and you can see the other fight as well from your incredible vantage point.
I'm higher than every. Okay. So what's going to happen now is that the focus is going to shift around, and Raulathim's psychic lance is going to lance out to get the really big demon.
Very cool.
I can't remember what they're called. Yeah, it's the effect is the ringing rifle is held up again. There's a sort of, but much louder. It's like a almost a laser beam noise, and it is an intelligence 18 check, please.
It would be intelligence, wouldn't it?
That's what I thought. That would work.
I will point out, because we've not talked about this yet, that your sword cane was built into the ringing rifle, which is why it has all of those abilities, as well as its own floutiness.
Yes, that's why I love
because
this
it's a gun as well as being a flute. Playing it tastes weird. Right.
Gingerbread, I'd say.
Sure.
Saltpeter.
Yes.
Oh my god, that's a 7.
on the saving throw against Ralathim's psychic death ray.
There we go.
Yeah. I spent 2 campaigns being fucked over by this spell.
Glad to be able to continue with that.
Everyone's favourite now. I don't know what happened.
So is it? It's just such a cool name. So
partially, probably. Also does psychic damage, very rarely resisted against.
That's exactly my thinking. Oh, that's annoying. Well, I did get 1/6, 19 damage in total.
Yes, but
what is more important?
Yes,
is that the creature is now incapacitated. Until the start of my next turn. But it is very much incapacitated. You're welcome, party, is what Viorica says.
Thank you.
Yeah, the big one just sort of as it pushes back from that.
It just goes down.
No, it stays up. Just looks very shaky and like it has no idea where it is or what's going on. Yep. It looks bamboozled. You've been bamboozled. It's incapacitated, so nothing happens on its turn.
Mm-hmm.
Huxley, it is your turn. You are moving. You think very carefully through these.
Incredibly stealthily.
Oh, you're so stealthy. No one knows where you are.
No one ever knows.
I'm sorry. I feel like Ferrari runs past through the bushes and just tips
because your passive perception is also insane, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm on 22 for everything. All standard passives.
Wow.
I'm 24. No, 25. Sorry for passive investigation. So
I mean, it's not 36, but you know.
Yeah, well, my idea is Aldrin and I don't miss much.
No, ever.
Well, anyway, Huxley, I will say it is fair that you're up in the tree lines, so you think quite stealthy.
Do I see where this creature is if I look behind me?
There's a weird ball of darkness.
They like to do that, though, don't they? They like to summon the old darkness and go, "Ooh, I don't know where I am."
It's like a patch of night that doesn't make sense with the landscape around you, and where the sun is.
Right. Would I be able to? With my bonus?
You can hear Abyssal. Like it's a little
there's a muttly noise coming out of the darkness.
Amazing. Would I, with my big beast hand, be able to move that to where that is and try and hit it?
Squeeze it.
Can be disadvantage, I'm afraid, because you can't see it.
That's okay. I'm happy to roll that. That's okay.
Go for it.
I'll do that with
That's why they do it.
Because it's quicker. Yeah. So I rolled an 18 and a 14. We add 10 to the lowest, which is 24 to hit.
Yeah, still is. Wow. Right, let's get the time right. As it gets smacked.
The moment there's a hint of noise.
I'm going to anticipate which way this ball of darkness is coming. Move the hand behind it. There's a pause, and then I'm going to smack it behind the head. For 27 points, it's going to be standard force damage for this one. 27 points.
27 points of damage. It's still in a ball of darkness. That doesn't change. So it's in Abyssal, you just hear... on its turn, it will look down, see its... Sorry, go on.
I've still got, that was my bonus action. So for my action, let's see. If a creature is incapacitated, does that mean that attacks, it's just melee attacks, isn't it, have advantage against them? Or is it all attacks?
I always get this confused. So let me have a quick look at good old D&D Beyond.
Its prone becomes disadvantage at range, but if you're just incapacitated...
Incapacitated is a weird one because it's something that a lot of other things are based on, incapacitated and.
Yeah.
No, incapacitated creature can't take actions or reactions. That's it. It can still move. It can still take bonus actions, arguably, but I think that's a really janky read.
Yeah.
So the big creature's taken some damage already, right?
Yes.
Yes. I'm just going to use Stampede to cast Toll the Dead on it, so if it could make a wisdom save.
Nice.
That'd be great. Again, these little googly eyes kind of pop up and go... and It's meant
you look
to be,
like you're trying to toll the dead.
Yeah, it's meant to be a big bell, right? But I think it's just the stamp is going to try and stamp it on the leg or something.
Lovely.
Look, guys, please fight it physically. It's clearly what it's good at. It's an 11.
Now, it is necrotic damage, but it's 20 points of necrotic damage.
Doesn't matter. Demons don't have any resistances to that.
And then Stampy's going to go back to where he was before.
It's fine.
Is darkness not concentration, Chris?
Is what?
Darkness. Spell darkness.
It is concentration, yes.
Did you roll a con save?
I did not.
Let's do that now.
Are you going to?
It was 27 points, if that helps.
Yeah, it's more than 5. It's 19.
That's my go. I'm done. I'm gonna.
Shout.
No, I'm being stealthy. I'm being stealthy. I'm going to continue being stealthy and just fly upwards if I can, keeping the ball of darkness in view.
Good job being stealthy over there. I totally can't see you.
I'm very aware that I'm not being stealthy at this time.
The Glabrezu, the ball of darkness, will fly down instead of up towards Huxley, and is going to dispel magic on the big one.
Interesting.
It's no longer incapacitated.
Could I counterspell that?
Of course you can.
Ooh, good call.
It's going to be 3rd level though.
No, you can't.
Damn.
You can't see it.
Oh shit. Okay.
Darkness.
Stealthy. It's fine.
As it flies down, it will dispel magic on the big one, who will shake its head and look down at Aldrin and Prosperous with a kind of... It hasn't worked out. The thing that made it feel like that wasn't you two. As intelligence of 6, I'm trying to be fair.
Hooray!
Good. Right. The Hezru, seeing all this happen, has no reason to do anything more than keep attacking. Aldrin, you got up.
Yep.
You've both rolled Sanctuary.
Yep.
How does it work with 2 Sanctuaries? Help me out here.
You need to roll a wisdom saving throw.
Or it goes to someone else.
And then if you try to attack the other one, you'll have to roll another wisdom saving throw.
But then it goes back to the first one
We
again.
could be here forever. No, well, technically it's just going to happen until you, fail. Then you won't be able to hit.
It's a paradox loop. We've broken the game.
Oh, no, it could hit the big guy.
It could hit the big guy. Okay, fine. The Hezru is going to, not understanding what you two have done and why you're flipping at the bird. It's
No,
very
it says
good.
choose a new target or lose the attack, so it can lose the attack rather than attack its ally.
I know, but it's funny. It's an intelligence of 5. I mean, come on now. Right.
Yes.
It's going to try and bite Aldrin first because Aldrin looks tastier. We've been through this. Right. Don't argue with me. Aldrin looks tastier.
It's the oil on his muscles is what it is.
I've got ab armor. I don't see what the
what the difference is.
What's not to like.
Aldrin's more of a morsel. Aldrin's like a bite size.
On the amuse-bouche.
Yeah, exactly. Also, Aldrin's not wrapped in a metal tin. I'm just saying there are choices being made here.
I'm
Right.
like a sardine.
So what saving throw do I have to...
The sexiest of sardines.
So what saving throw do I have to roll to it to bite you?
Where's 21?
Where's 21? Fine. Nope, it's not one. It will go "Arr," and then turn to Prosperous and go "Arr," and we'll try and attack you instead. Wisdom save again.
Yeah,
Maybe this'll work.
not quite as high. 18.
24. This rolls a nat 20.
Ooh, wow.
It can bite me. It
It's
has
gonna-
to roll, and now it has to roll to attack.
Yeah. You should have both been rolling stench rolls for it as well, and I forgot about that. Both roll me a con save right now.
Look at the stench roll. Oh my god. What a move.
Con save, David.
That's
Stench
stench.
everywhere. There's a
24.
plus 5 to that, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that will be a 25 at least, even if I don't have the D.
Okay, you've now both passed it, so you're immune to it for 24 hours. We're fine. Good.
I passed it last time.
Then you were already immune to it, doesn't matter. But Aldrin's now immune to it and no longer feels like he's going to throw up on your
Smells
shoes.
like that halfling cheese I had one time.
Please don't ever tell me that story.
As we've said, it's not got halflings in it. They just swim in it to make the... It's like
Met a guy once, told me a lot about it.
Wow.
Anyway, so it's going to try and bite you, P. It feels like it can bite you. It's a 19.
Just hits, yeah.
Brr. Brr. 15 points of damage. And as it has bitten you, it is going to start trying to swallow you. It's going to start trying to fit you inside its mouth and just
Lord.
go, now is the time.
You decided this was a bad idea last time. I don't know what changed your mind, but you're wrong.
What it says is... And I guess a second attack is going to bite you again. 9.
No.
And a third.
I told you it was a bad
11.
idea.
It starts biting and like teeth fall out. Like it's not okay.
Try to take on a whole stick of Brighton Rock at once. It just doesn't work.
Aldrin.
This is supremely tedious. Aldrin's going to just back up a little bit, not be right in there. I'll take any attacks of opportunity with my sanctuary up.
Okay, the big one, quite cross that it was made to feel even dumber than it already is going to try and break the wisdom to make an opportunity against you as you go.
Can try.
It's a natural 1. It goes, doesn't quite sure why, and thinks about hitting Prosperous instead, because it can, I think.
It has to roll a wisdom save, but yeah, it can. Move the attack to me.
Because you still got Sanctuary up, even though it got broken.
Yeah.
Let's go look and see if it wants to do it to Prosperous instead. It will try. 15?
No.
Hits the ground.
Around.
Okay. The Hezru is busy eating Prosperous. Right. Aldrin,
I am backing up too far. I'm just coming out of melee range because I'm about to drop my sanctuary.
Okay.
And, so yeah, looking at the one that's got Prosperous in his mouth there, trying to swallow P down. Gonna throw a sacred flame at that mother brother.
Wow. So grateful, Aldrin, for all your cantrips.
It's a thing I can do.
I know, I'm sorry. I'm ribbing you because you just use cantrips all the time in Baldur's Gate
I
as
could
well.
use a bonus action to dispel Holy Weapon and blind them all, but you know,
If you want,
it's on the table.
Like, it's up to you,
if we get
David.
surrounded
It's
by
your
like
spell.
80 of them, yes.
Yeah, then yeah.
But it's something that Aldrin has in his back pocket.
Uh-huh.
But firstly, yeah, just I'm going to try and Sacred a Flame, which is basically just a rain of flaming coins. Dex 21, save.
Rain of flaming coins. 15.
In which case, it will eat so much damage. Well, 25 actually. It's quite responsible for a cleric cantrip.
How'd you kill it?
Really? Oh, the little one, not the big one.
The little one. The big one just no.
Oh no! Is it going to dissolve on me?
It's very much kind of
beautiful suit.
X-Men first classy in the sense of the coins kind of rain into it, and then one just lodges on its skull.
Right.
And then there's a sense of like just concentration from Aldrin. It's like, man, I wish I could do psionics like that cheese guy. Coin just goes through its brain.
Lovely.
I'm just going to shake some of it off.
As you sort of
boots.
worm your way out of its sort of gob, it is sort of like melting into ichor on you, but you've been covered in demon ichor before. This is quite normal in what you're currently doing.
It doesn't mean I have to like it.
No, that's true.
But wait,
The answer is...
there's more. I could just cast Sanctuary again and start flipping birds, but I won't because I really want to do this visual.
Okay.
So Aldrin will cast a spiritual weapon. Mm-hmm. Aldrin's spiritual weapon takes the form of a spectral hand with a playing card, and when it attacks, it flicks the card
Very
towards the thing, like a magician with a bit of sleightage of bandage.
Like Gambit.
Like a gambit, indeed. I'm doing my X-Men references today.
You are?
This is good.
Classic 90s cartoon style.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably not going to do much to the biggie, but let's see what happens.
Give it a go.
Like Asta, every little helps. So
26.
Coming.
Yeah, it's yeah.
Cool.
also, if you patted your back pocket, it probably would jingle. So very on brand.
The amount of stuff I filched from the church before I left to do good.
Yes.
Well, it's the minimum damage. It's 6.
Oh well.
It flicks a card at the big one's head, and it
reacts like an actual card would.
Who throws a card?
Seriously, who throws a card?
Card.
Telling you, man, it's all I got in my pocket.
Prosperous, this your turn.
Big demon.
Well, I guess I'm just gonna whack the big one again.
The big one, it looks quite frustrated, like it's been hindered in its ability to do what it needs to do. This one, just so we're clear, the ones you were dealing with, the Hezru, the Glabrazu, which is still flying around, and the Vrok, which you didn't see, but you've dealt with things like this in the last couple of weeks quite a lot. These sort of mid-ranking demons, it's rare to see them on the material plane, but there've been quite a few of them around recently. This big one is bigger than any you've seen on the material plane recently, and you would assume it's got higher up in the ranking. This seems worrisome, like there are bigger threats around very much nearby.
You seem like they're getting bigger to you, P.
Yeah, or we're getting shorter.
Could be both.
Is it big, strong enough that I could potentially stand on its shoulder?
Yeah, easily.
Cool. What I'm going to do is I'm going to throw the sword like halfway up its body to try and like impale it. Then I'm going to climb on the sword and then slam it through the head. Assuming both attacks hit.
Okay, so you're going to throw your sword, which it has the ability to be thrown, that's fine, and try and lodge it in it to use it as like a foot jumping off point to leap up, pull the sword out, and cut
more like a pull up, and then I'll jump off it. Yeah.
And then use the sword to what? Slice its head off?
No, like shove it through its skull.
Oh, what, through the skull or down the back of the spine, which would be easier?
No, through the skull.
Okay.
Let's smash its skull.
Right,
and at the same time, I'm just going to briefly scan and see if I can see Flore, because I'm a little bit perturbed that I still can't see him.
You can see me, though. I'm definitely...
Right, what do you want me to roll, Chris?
Roll me an athletics check to do the cool climbing thing.
It's not a 1. It was a 5, but it's a 16.
Okay, make me the 2 attack rolls. The second attack roll is with disadvantage because you don't get quite the cool angle that you wanted.
Did you add your D4?
I did not, but I might add it to the one where I've got disadvantage. The first one is a 31.
Yes, of course that hits. As you throw the sword and it sides in and just hits it in the side. That's fine.
The second one is a 33 with disadvantage.
That's outrageous.
They both hit, obviously.
I'm going to smite a 3rd level on both of them. Like, we're here.
Okay.
We've got the spell slots to burn.
The impact of each one as glowing light as it goes, and as you leap up, using your own sword to pull out, get onto its shoulder, and then ripping your own sword out to plunge it into its head, there's an awful lot of like stab, tear, awfulness going on.
Nearly there.
Paladin maths continues to take time. You can, from the vantage point of the shoulder.
113.
113. 113.
Yeah.
Okay. You can, from the vantage point of the shoulder, see Flore skirting around and running into the combat zone.
Great. I'll clock that, but I'm busy, and then I'm going to cast Sanctuary on myself again.
Would you cast Sanctuary on yourself if it was dead?
Oh, no. Is it dead?
Yes.
Great. I smash its skull.
Amazing.
As you do, it starts to pool into Ica beneath you. This was over 300 hit points, and you just,
Do I drop? How far? Like...
No, it's 15 feet and it's dissolving. You can sort of...
Slide down it? That's
No,
gross.
no, we're not Legolasing this bullshit. No. You can sort of ungainlily climb down the slowly sludgifying corpse.
I
everyone
regret
goes,
my choices.
Cool. Flora, you run into the danger zone, and you can see this gigantic demon melting under Prosperous. You can see a pool of Ica on the floor as well, but there's a floating black ball in the sky that you recognize as a demon that's cast darkness on itself, or something that's cast darkness on itself.
Well, seems like you got that sorted. Right, let's have a look at I will use my bonus action to Insightful Fighting again to Can I not steady aim to get rid of the disadvantage instead of the Insightful Fighting?
You can steady aim to make it a straight shot, but it wouldn't give you sneak attack because you can't see it.
No, that's what I was hoping for with my Insightful Fighting.
What does Insightful Fighting say? Like, can you incite a ball of darkness? That doesn't really make sense to me, but...
Get a creature. No, it does stipulate that you can see.
Usually
so you
does.
are correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are correct.
Okay.
And steady aim doesn't. It just says you take a bonus action to aim.
Steady aim would remove the disadvantage for shooting at something that you can't see. What it would do is give you a flat roll, but you wouldn't get sneak attack on it.
But in this case, really, if I shoot or not shoot, I don't gain benefit. So what I'll do is I'm going to hold my...
Choices.
You can't hold a bonus, so... I'm going to just hold... just shoot it. Why not? Change my mind.
Go for it. It's flat roll, so just make a straight attack roll.
Ooh, crit. I'll take that.
Nice.
Oh, wait, no. That's not... That's a 2. That looked really strange on my dice. The way it went on the corner of the screen made it look like a crit, but it was actually the one just next to it.
So it's a 2.
So that was a 2.
Not a 1.
13.
13
Not
misses. You shoot and it sort of passes through this cloud of darkness, but you don't hit anything.
Nope.
Loaded the crit teaser dice in Beyond. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Those crit teasers.
But I did use my bonus action in the end, so I will leave it at that.
Cool. You're there. You're ready. Viorica.
Mike, don't you get 2 attacks?
No, I'm a rogue.
Oh, a rogue you.
He's a rogger with some levels of fighter. Mostly a rogger.
Yeah.
Mostly a rogger. So from my vantage point, can I see is anything visible to me?
As a black ball.
That's what I thought. Okay. I mean, to be honest, how far away is it from me?
50-ish feet.
Okay. In which case, I'm going to have to go. I'm going to have to go at an extreme range into something that I can't see. This probably isn't going to work, but I'm going to give it a try. I'm going to aim roughly into the black cloud and give it a shot. Please
take your gun that you're not too experienced with yet and aim it randomly in nearly the right direction with that kind of motion. That's
what's going to happen. That's what's
Rory
going to happen.
immediately winces after all the training that we've gone through.
Yes. Is it a disadvantage? I presume it is.
Yes, of course it is.
Okay, cool.
Can't see it.
Oh, Lord. 11. So no.
All of you hear a bang, which is a strange sort of like weird high-pitched fluting to it, and a bullet just flies just over everyone's heads.
I will understand how this damn thing works.
Could you do that not in our direction?
Obviously, my apologies.
Never get used to these boomsticks.
Huxley, it's your turn.
Right, well, we're going to bonus action stab it around the back of the head again. At disadvantage, right? Because it can't
see
be
it.
seen. Yep.
Nice.
That would have been amazing, but it was not. So that is 16 in total. Does not.
Just not enough. The hand slaps through the darkness but misses the demon.
And let's go for a shocking grasp just to...
You'd have to reach it and touch it.
Oh, it's a touch, isn't it? Let's go for a ray of frost.
Right.
In that case.
Nice.
That is 20 to hit. Non-natural. Non-natural.
Did you roll it with disadvantage? Because you can't see it.
No, I didn't, Chris. Let's see what else happens. That would be a 12. That does not hit.
A ray of frost passes through the ball of blackness and doesn't hit the demon.
I will sadly lower to the ground and say, I think it's up to you.
I abdicate responsibility.
I can't hit it. I've tried.
There is an infernal crack and the ball of darkness will vanish out of existence. It's gone.
Oh.
It got bored of us trying to hit it.
Was that one of you?
It was me. Yes, I did.
Well
I did something.
Well done.
It worked.
Guys,
Yeah.
Hezru's intelligence is 5. A Garistro's intelligence is 6. A Vrok's intelligence is 8. A Glabrezu's intelligence is 19. It knows when to retreat.
I'm assuming this isn't the first time they've dipped away from us.
Probably not. No.
Only one of those was more intelligent than me.
Oh my god.
Amazing advantage.
And I think that's a good point to go to break. See you all.
Vicious fighting. Vicious.
See you all after the break. Thanks, everyone.
Bye. See you in a bit.
We are delighted to be sponsored by HeroForge. HeroForge offers fully customizable tabletop minis with dozens of fantasy species and thousands of parts to choose from. You can see all of the minis that we designed for this stream in the overlay, and they animate when we enter the combat, so look out for that. HeroForge are fantastic, so do check out the Pro membership where you can get premium access to features ahead of time, beta access to things, and all sorts of cool stuff that just makes your life a lot easier. And you can check them out at heroforge.com.
We are delighted to be sponsored by Ultra Pro. They make accessories for D&D, Magic the Gathering, and more. My favourite part of the collection are their figurines of adorable power. Here is their gazer. They also make other things such as deck boxes if you play Magic the Gathering. You can find all of Ultra Pro stuff at ultrapro.com.
Hey friends, check out our new sponsor, Phoenix Dice, for a carefully curated menagerie of click-clack math rocks for your delectation. Check out their entire selection at phoenixdice.com, and just so you know, Phoenix Dice are all about living gloriously in the worlds of tabletop games and sustainably in this one, which means their dice are working to be recycled, their packaging is recycled, the dice are made of sustainable materials. It's all great stuff. You should definitely get involved. You can also join us today in chat with a chance to be in a raffle and win some Phoenix Dice of your own. Just put !dice into chat and you'll be in with a chance to win.
We are proud to be sponsored by Alchemy RPG. Reimagine your gaming experience with Alchemy. They're focused on creating immersive, cinematic experiences everywhere you interact with tabletop role-playing games. You could be playing a game, creating a world, streaming, watching live games, discovering new content. Look at all the cool stuff that they are doing there. You can use environmental motion art, scene-based music, seamless character management to run your games over the internet, with upcoming features including homebrew content, streaming overlays, and spectator mode. So go and check out alchemyrpg.com.
We're delighted to be supported by Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, a Dungeons & Dragons strategy video game that brings together D&D characters from novels, adventures, and multiple live streams into a single grand adventure. Select your heroes and formation and battle through waves of monsters for free on PC,
phone, PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch. You can pop exclamation code into chat for a free Electrum chest.
We're delighted to be supported by Neverwinter. In Neverwinter, explore and defend one of the most beautiful cities from Dungeons & Dragons' Forgotten Realms campaign setting as it rises from the ashes of destruction. Epic stories, action combat, and classic role-playing await those heroes courageous enough to enter the fantastic world of Neverwinter. Neverwinter is completely free to play, so set yourself up an account today and pop !NW gift into chat for a link to a free gift.
Check out our supporters at D&D Beyond, your guide to digital D&D. Make character sheets online, share them in a campaign, and track all of those tasty little stats in one easy place. You can use the Beyond app to track your characters on the go. You can also use their encounter tracker and archive monsters to run any smooth combat thing. You know what I'm saying? You're a DM, you've done this before. You know D&D Beyond is the place to go. You can also check out our character sheets with an exclamation point characters in Twitch chat below.
Check out our wonderful supporters Elderwood Academy, who make beautiful bespoke gaming-themed gear, including hex chest dice boxes, spellbook deck boxes disguised as bespoke ancient arcane tomes, and scroll and codex dice tower and rolling tray pairings. Make your own with their online designer at elderwoodacademy.com. And welcome back. Well, a combat-driven first half. You have defeated the demons that you were chasing into the Crypt Garden Forest. And standing now in the forest, still raining very heavily, you managed to dispatch 3 of them, and the 4th has fucked off.
Great.
You can all convene. You're out of initiative. It's raining. Night is falling.
Is that it?
Does anyone know where we're going?
Not now, no.
Viorica, do you need help getting down? You're right.
No, I'm sure I'll be fine. Do I have to take an athletics check?
I will cast Feather Fall if I need to.
Glad you all have such trust in me.
Do you want to jump
I did
down
until the
15
time
feet?
that a bullet came over my head.
I will get the hang of this thing. Sorry, Chris, what did you say?
Do you want to jump down 15 feet?
No, I'm going to try and climb down.
All right, go for it.
Oh, Lord. So... where's the thing gone? Apparently, I'm not at all prepared for climbing out of a tree. This is not a... There we go. 10! Again.
Featherfall.
Thank you. Viorica, how do you fall?
Outstretched. Not again. Thank you, whoever that was. I'm very glad. Okay.
It's almost instinct now. You do it so often, Viorica. You can't get away from a tree.
Well, that's true. I like trees. They're very nice to hug.
They are very kind. That is true.
Does anyone... If we don't know where we're going, should we just strike out in a direction?
You are very much just off the high road. You chased these demons on your way up the high road. Therefore, making your way back to it would not be difficult.
Should we get back up? Have we not... Were those not the demons we were looking for? Or are there just always more?
Start of it. I mean, it's an indication we're in the right direction.
I mean, they wouldn't have sent us unless it was really bad demons.
That was pretty bad. Although, I must say, P, that was... Wow.
Yeah, just like some slight dints in the armor. P's not looking amazing.
You are still quite a way off from the Mere of Dead Men, and you wouldn't want to travel through it at night time. So you'll probably want to make camp somewhere between here and there and wait until morning to go into the Mere.
Should we find somewhere less smelly to camp?
That would be good.
It still smells like the really smelly demon.
Yes.
I mean, I'm all in favor of that. I can't help but notice that there is quite a large amount of viscous ichor on your personage after your quite impressive slaying there. The smell may come with us, is my point.
But I can't actually do a lot about that.
Where's a mage when you need one? Hey?
Yes. Prestidigitate.
All of the prestidigitation spells were gone when I tried to find those in the library. I'm sorry, Prosperous. It's not something I can mend something for you or shape water, which could help, but I don't have any water either. So,
It's raining!
There it is. I'm awake.
Who said that?
Sure, I'll shape water and give you a very thorough, like, fireman's hose down.
Oh, it's just like the olden days, just like when Mum used to throw the water on me with the bucket.
Tell me more.
Nice. This is really... What we're going to be... All right.
It's okay. You're not that clean because it's ichor. It's not like it's not water soluble, and you're just damp now and slightly less.
I mean, it was raining. We were already damp.
Yeah.
I know what it's like to be you, Flora, just constantly damp.
Yeah.
I thought that was a personal... Anyway.
Do you want to find somewhere to make camp?
Right. I can conjure my hut, if we would like.
Mm-hmm.
Are we looking for somewhere more kind of hospitable in the general area where there have been demons, or do we want to have a look around before we head on our way, see where they might have come from, or
somewhere at least where the path crosses. Be nice to catch anybody passing there or away. Just collect some information. Aldrin, I assume if you haven't spoken up, there's nothing else out there that we need to worry about.
Nothing I can see, and well, that means there's nothing.
Say no more.
No, that's some wise thought. If we do head over to the road kind of situation there, then we're more likely to spot folks pass.
All right.
I mean, is it worth seeing if there's any kind of residual magic left in the area? It'd be good to know where these demons are coming from, but it's kind of out of my field of expertise,
What you will all have started to gather, even those of you that are not particularly au fait with this sort of thing, these demons are finding every opportunity that they can to break through into the material plane. They are being sent, evidently, and as far as you can tell, they are looking for something. You've all pieced together, Foray especially, but most of you probably, if Foray has spoken to you about it, have pieced together that they're looking for Orcus's wand. They haven't found it.
I mean, people don't like to be parted from their wands, so that kind of makes sense.
Anyway.
Reminds me of a story I heard once. We'll save that for another time.
I thought we were just going to
more halfling cheese.
Oh, guy told me about the halfling cheese. He was a character.
You can get back to the road relatively easily.
They're just talking, shooting the breeze as we walk.
It is. You get back to the high road. The high road is not, dual carriageway. It's a gravel road that goes through the forest. You can see to the west, so the left-hand side of the road, the trees do thin out into cliffs, and you can see the sea. It's quite windswept. The rain's still going quite strong. It's stormy in this whole region, and the Crypt Garden forest comes to the end of a sort of promontory of rock where the Sword Mountains kick up, and you're then moving around those down into the Mere of Dead Men ahead of you, although you can't see it yet because you're still walking through the forest to get there. You can continue up the path if you want to. You could rest here. I think you would know. Well, let's see who would know it. Can everyone please roll me a history check?
Nope. That's a 2. It became a 1.
15.
18.
Oh, you can add your +4. No. Yes, you can.
No, it's a minute.
If you
it's
want.
Gone.
It's 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Is it?
Fine, you can still use it. This is the last roll you can use it on.
The most important one.
23 then.
23.
Nice.
Yes.
Any more for any more?
No, 22.
I'm 17.
16. Yeah.
21.
Okay. Foray's got the highest. Huxley also, you've read many books about this area. There are taverns on the road and inns on the way up the high road. High road? High road. High road.
High road.
High road. There are places you could rest up here. You would assume from recent news that they might be quite difficult to get into, either because they're barricaded or because they are abandoned. It's up to you whether you'd therefore want to try and find one of them or whether you'd want to just chill out on the road. No problem either way.
If y'all have a strong feeling one way or the other, I can, to some minor extent, communicate with my deity to see whether such a cause of action might be advisable or not.
All right. Is that... Yes.
All right, then. I get out my sticks and my symbol, and I cast a little spell we call augury.
Mm-hmm.
And what I want to know is going to stay at a tavern. Is that a good idea or a bad idea?
Do you flip a coin?
I flip a coin.
Do you flip your holy symbol?
Do you flip it with the sticks? What's the point of the sticks?
The sticks are just there, and then they go away again.
I learned this spell with sticks. The sticks are now obsolete. Makes me feel a lot better when they're there. Okay?
The coin comes up heads. That means it's a good idea.
Cool.
I don't know if I communicated that very well.
I love that it can be good. It can be good, bad, both, which I guess is edge, or nothing, which I guess is just the coin hits me in the eye.
I just really enjoyed the idea of all four of us like staring at you really intent.
Yeah, like,
I love it. Aldrin just goes, it's heads. And then I was like, what does that mean? Oh, right, yeah. Good idea. We should go find ourselves a tavern for the night.
To quote, I think, the best Black Books quote there is, I don't know, it's an impossible decision. I'll have to flip a coin and hope it explodes in midair and kills me.
Yes.
Right.
I'm sure if we find a barricaded tavern, we'll be able to force our way in. Or we could just ask them very nicely. Or if it's abandoned, we could probably force our way in as well. And then repair the door afterwards.
Or we could Misty Step in, or I could Dimension Doors in a couple of times, and that would leave 2 of you outside. But I'm sure you could then barricade, knock yourselves in.
Why would...
Sounds brilliant.
If we have to break the door open anyway...
But the first 3 times looks impressive, you know. First you're not within, then you are.
So does breaking open the door. Super impressive.
Correct.
It's still raining very heavily.
Are we walking while we're talking
Yes,
here?
you are.
Yeah.
As you continue up the road, you will eventually come across a abandoned tavern. The doors have been nailed shut. It looks like there was some sort of fighting or scuffle around the outside, but it just looks like it's been abandoned for a couple of days, maybe a week.
Shall I give it a bash?
Go for it.
Has it been barricaded from the outside, or can we see any internal barricadation?
It's been nailed shut, and you can see the nails, so it's been nailed shut from the outside, and there's a door that would open outwards.
Before we smash through, why don't I just have a little swift round and see if it's got any weak spots, or maybe where something's already made in.
Makes sense to me.
You have very good insight, know P very well. P's face slightly drops. There's that's a really good idea.
Before he picks up on that, maybe it's like, next time. And to be fair, there might not be a weak spot where we'll need something to smash through. And sort of just...
Hey, Rory.
Yo.
Have some magical guidance.
Nice. I've got to get me some of this magic nonsense. I'm just going to turn and just do a quick scan.
Just gotta have faith.
Your hat.
He's not wrong.
A lot of your things are magic. Anyway.
Yeah, but as far as their tools, not from him.
Roll me a survival check to do a quick skirt around the whole thing and look for any kind of entrance.
That was not the one I wanted.
What would you like to roll?
Investigation.
I'm fine with that too.
That is a 31.
Looking around, the front door has been nailed shut. The back door has, it's clearly an in door, where the front door was an out door. But pushing on it, it feels like there's some weighty things on the other side of it. You probably couldn't push it down, but someone stronger might be able to. Some of the windows at ground level have been broken, but not all of them, so you can look inside. And inside is an abandoned, dusty inn. There's no one there as far as you can tell.
Prosperous, I've found the inn.
Yeah, no, we're at the inn. It's here. I'm looking at it.
The inn for the inn. The way to get into the inn.
Right.
Yes. All it needs is a healthy shove, and we can get in from
well, you give it a go, Rory. I'll be around in a sec.
He's gonna take his jacket off.
It's still raining profusely.
I feel like he's wearing leather. It's not the most. It'll be waxed, won't it? So
it would be. Of course, it's waxed. It wouldn't be.
I thought you meant you. I was like, I don't know. Are you?
Waxy.
I'm waxed.
And then he's going to attempt to shove the
athletics.
Athletics. Oh, okay. For some reason I'm proficient in that, but
why not?
Oh, hello. We've got 17 on the dice plus 4.
And guidance if you want it.
Why not?
Indeed.
And a 3 on top. So 17 plus 7.
How would you like to brute force this door? You can describe this however you like. I don't want to presume.
It's really difficult with a -1 strength. I don't picture myself doing brute strength.
Intelligence, leverage.
I think, or it'd just be the one of that thing of this isn't going to work, and it just comes up completely unexpectedly.
Eve farts a little bit, pushes it.
Nice.
You managed to get the door open.
Yeah, I feel like it's only like sort of like a foot gap, though. I don't know if you'd have got.
You roll a 25. You can be as wide as you want it to be. The barrels that were placed behind it, that you can hear sloshing as they go. They're full of liquid. They were put against the door to try and keep it secure, but you can make your way in if you want to. Everyone can get
While I wait for everybody to sort of pass up, you'll go over to the fire if there is a hearth. And
there is a hearth. It is dusty and empty.
Good job, Flore. I pat you on the back.
He turns to go, doesn't happen often.
As Flore was doing this, I'm probably boring the heck out of Aldrin and Viorica. Did I ever tell you the story about the young Neblin wizard that was transported from the High Road to the Feywild?
No, I did. Have you heard that story before, Aldrin?
I can't say I have.
You sure? Absolutely sure?
I wouldn't.
I feel like I might have done, but I was just looking to get some confirmation from you.
I mean, I wouldn't like to say what stories I might have heard, but look, the door's open.
Oh, amazing. Okay. Good.
Yes, we share a perceptible look.
You can all get inside. There is firewood. You'd need to probably start it with a flint and things like that, but you could easily make this space simply habitable. Anything of any real value has been taken. There's a couple of casks of ale either against the door holding it shut, or down in the basement if you do go down if you want to, that were simply too heavy to take with.
Wow.
Some of the windows are smashed, and therefore there's a bit of a cold breeze, but it's a lot more comfortable than it would be as the storm does get worse.
This is wonderful. You've got supplies of a kind.
Maybe we should open the inn.
I'll get the half going. And Oriel attempt.
Have a pint of demon skull. All right.
You have the evening to yourselves.
Viorica will sit back and play sort of background music on the flute, on the bass flute.
Don't point that at anybody.
I'm not. It's only music. My God.
It requires a whole unscrew, reset to be a gun. You can't just take a flute, point it at someone, and go bang. You have to do.
Prosperous has.
Have you not seen Mission Impossible 5? There's a whole thing.
No, I haven't seen Mission Impossible 5. Prosperous has no idea how guns work. Flore's explained it several times.
I will get better with it, I promise. Just when I can make music, it's nice.
Speaking of, do you remember that first lesson where I explained that being in a solid stance with 2 feet on the ground and presenting yourself with a safe, stable position for firing is advantageous. So you know when you went into a tree.
Well, the thing is, I thought if I found a sort of robust enough branch, then I could stand on the branch and the thing is, it all happens very fast when there are demons about.
Yeah, this is true. And to be fair, even before the gun, being in a tree was quite helpful.
Yes.
But
I need to get better at climbing, but I feel like that's going to come with experience as well.
Well, I mean,
hopefully.
At least you can fall out safely.
That's not always me, but yes, that is wonderful when Huxley does that. Thank you, Huxley.
It's quite all right. I'm quite practiced at that. Thanks to you, mainly. But it's quite all right.
We're all gaining from this, I feel like. This is why I wanted to give the music out. It makes things better.
What kind of song are you playing on the bass flute?
I think it's a
nice sound. It's a bit reedy, but like a clarinet.
Yes. So I'm thinking it's going to be a
flute,
like a lark ascending kind of a thing, just sort of weaving in and out.
Nice.
For the evening, fine.
That's my
good evening, everyone.
Yeah, that was
fine. There is some perhaps inappropriate music playing. Good.
Fine.
Is anyone cooking?
No.
I've hung my hat and coat up near the fire to sort of steam and dry off.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can chop some things up and cook them if people want. I'm not sure we have anything, but whatever we have, I've got a lot of sunflower seeds. If people are peckish,
I'd like some sunflower seeds. Yes, please.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically like a prior to Shantea. So here you go.
It's like a meal.
I got some jerky in my bag. Might not be too wet.
Oh, I say. Oh, I see. Sorry. Yes.
I suppose you could go out and try and catch like a rabbit or something.
If anyone would like my dagger, they'd be more than welcome to it because I've had this thing for years and I've never used it once. Please take this and find us some food.
They're not that useful to me, daggers. They're quite
well. To be fair, I mean, my father always said you should always have a pocket knife on hand. You never know when you might use it.
No, you have a small knife and a small bag of sand, Flore.
Right, well, I'm not entirely sure what you do with the sand, but the knife.
It's for blotting the ink.
Do you
Come on.
put it in the shoes of your enemies to irritate them?
Yes.
Would someone like to go out and hunt something to make for dinner?
I'm more of a musician than a hunter.
I'll be honest, when I hunt with this, they usually are.
Yes. What was that?
There's not much left.
I mean, anyone wants to come with me, we can scout out a bit, see if there's anything. I mean, I used to do some hunting back in AM. I can't say I was any great shakes at it, but certainly give it a go.
I certainly can, but as Flore will attest, they usually hear me coming.
Subtlety is not needed when you're smashing massive things to pieces. I'll come with you if you'll have me.
Absolutely.
I've just got the coat dry, so might as well get it wet again. With that one.
What is life but a succession of wet and dry coats?
Oh, God.
That's far too deep for me.
It's tragic what that is. Good. Aldrin and Flore will head out into the storm to look for some food.
There isn't just by happenstance a bow and arrow or anything like that, like from hung on the side or an old one on the behind the bar of the tavern.
There's a long bow across my shoulder. I mainly keep it for sentimental reasons, but when you've trained to use a weapon, sometimes you just like to keep one of those weapons around. And obviously I can, taking out the rapier, can use this to see in the dark if you need help, but I've also got these and just push the button in the diadem and two little rose-tinted, apparently glass things come down, which give me my night vision.
Oh my God! Yeah,
well, I don't see in the dark, but I don't generally have too much issue getting around.
Well, all right then. You wanna have a go with this? You be my guest.
Have we sent the two humans to go hunting in the dark?
Yeah, it'll be fine.
We got some flame. Bear with me one moment. I'm just gonna get out that fire's kindling. I'm gonna get out a book and just gonna cast a little spell here. And bam, that's a book about hunting. I now have proficiency in what you might call survival and such.
Borrowed knowledge.
It's
Borrowed knowledge.
What's it called? Borrowed knowledge, yeah. Boom.
That's awesome.
So we'll go find ourselves something to eat.
Okay.
Like a really big deer. Like a really big deer with really big steaks on it.
That'd be wonderful.
We'll find ourselves something to eat.
I'm going to send Stampy with you, just to keep two googly eyes on you, if that's all right.
Right, understood.
I can watch you if anything happens. I can,
Oh, you could take Andy as well if you want. I promise he is here. He's been suspiciously quiet.
Andy flies above, out of range of everything, unless you call him down.
Well, he's obviously going to come in here to sleep.
You want him to come inside? Yeah,
it's raining.
All right. At the back door, which was opened by a foot, there is a kick and a couple of, and then finally you hear, thanks very much for letting me know you found shelter, and can I come inside, please?
Yeah.
Oh, good Lord, there's two of them. This is wonderful. So many accents.
Can someone please open the door?
It's open.
It's open, but I can't fit through that. I'm a mighty steed.
I'll just open the door for Andy, who's being really aggressive this evening.
Andy's wet and unhappy about it. Andy walks in and shakes off some water.
Just shake on Flore. Flore doesn't mind being wet.
Yeah.
Andy's going to go and sit in a corner.
You could take Andy with you if you wanted, or you might want to just take cheerful people.
I do not want to go outside in that weather anymore.
Andy is more than welcome to stay in where it's warm and dry. I'm just gonna take a minute here to cast something in case anything comes up. We need to communicate with each other right quick.
I will be able to see Aldrin if you want to retain your spells.
It's going to be what we call a ritual casting, so we'll just assume that I've been doing it this whole time.
Which
and telepathic bond, y'all know.
Yeah, Liz, Stampy.
Yes.
Where in the uncanny valley does he fall? Is he not quite lifelike enough to be like humanoid, therefore it's a tool someone stuck some googly eyes on? Or is it humanoid enough that the googly eyes rattling and moving looks horribly like a person who can't stop staring?
Yeah, would we feel comfortable with Stampy around?
I don't know which is worse. I can't decide.
Neither of them, yeah.
It's whether we'd be like, yeah, we'll take Stampy, or no, you're fine. You're fine with Stampy.
The thing is, when Stampy's moving, you can't see the eyes looking at you because they're literally facing the ground. It's just when he actually does something, the eyes come up. The stamp is on the bottom, and then the overdue shows with the eyes.
Oh my god! Right.
So it's an eldritch horror.
Correct.
Well, that's the next big bad.
Jesus. Yeah.
Assuming
assuming that nobody refuses the call, we can all be telepathically linked.
Fine.
Should we wish to be.
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear if I think about anything, or only if I want you to think about things? Hear things I'm thinking about?
You can communicate, you don't have to.
Oh, good.
Why is he going to be hearing an awful lot of music from me?
All right.
I mean, that's always a pleasure.
The two of you go hunting.
Yeah. Huxley, we will, if you mind, we'll continue that conversation from earlier after we've had some victuals and such like.
I would like that very much. Yes.
Me too. All right, then. This night ain't going to get any wetter. Shall we go, Rory?
After you.
Pleasure.
Right. Assume stealth is involved.
Is there anything the three of you who don't go out to the weather that you discuss while the others are out hunting?
The Oracle will ask Andy if he feels there is any appropriate music that he would like.
Please.
Oh, Andy, do you have a tune? Oh, I thought I might be able to ameliorate your mood a little bit by some music. I just wondered if you would like anything.
Do you have a tune that makes you less down?
Great balls of fire? Probably not. Okay, I'll try something. And
just lots and lots of heavy breathing through a flute on someone.
I can huff, I can puff, I can... No, I don't think I will do that.
Does anyone want a pint? I'm going to crack open one of these barrels.
Yes! Spectacular.
I would very much like a pint, yes. It's been a while since I've had anything to drink. They really only serve water at the academy.
That's very tedious.
Very tedious.
It is. Yes. A pint.
Are there any glasses, Chris? Yeah, they didn't take the glasses.
Oh, but I love the idea that we just had to be underneath.
Oh, I absolutely would have done.
Totally.
I think they would have. It was clearly packed up in a hurry. You could find a couple of glasses, no problem.
I have 2 glasses, so as long as we're all right sharing a couple of glasses, we will be fine.
Yes, I'm sure it'll be all right. Just, well, I trust your judgment.
I promise.
I apologize if I chip one with my tusk. It's not the first time.
Yeah, tusks, they're a right issue.
Viorica, does that mean that you're sharing with Andy, who is a horse?
Yes. Totally happy with this.
Have you seen horses' mouths? Okay, fine.
People
yeah,
teeth.
it'll be fine.
Right.
Is there anything the four of you, discuss while you'd have a pint and drink, or is it just quiet contemplation?
I would like to talk to Viorica about two things. The first of which, Viorica, who taught you how to play and fight with your flute?
Well, it was kind of a necessity, really. I was forced into a situation of suddenly becoming an adventurer. My house burnt down and various members of my family got killed, and so I thought I should leave. And what it meant was that I only had one weapon, which was my voice, and I thought I would try and make use of it as much as I could. And I've always wanted to play, not quite the bass flute, but then I saw this thing and I just thought this is the best thing I could ever imagine. So it's pretty perfect. I promise I will get better with it. Practice makes perfect, and I do have some skill as a singer.
Well, please feel free to toot your flute as you wish.
He's a very good singer. You'll hear him in the morning.
I try to celebrate the dawn. I'll do it on the roof. There won't be any, well, I hope it won't be too loud.
Like a cockerel.
Not the word I'd use, but yes, serenading the dawn. Yes, I suppose a cockerel, fine.
I would also like to talk to everyone here about, do we think we're going to be safe this evening?
Probably not. I mean, realistically, it's never that safe.
We'll have watches. We'll be all right, I would say.
Do you think your tiny hut would expand within this space? Could we be in here in your hut?
Belt and braces, but I like the idea. Why not? I can start the... Apparently I can't say conjuring. I will start the conjuring now.
If you do, the other two can't get in.
Fair
Which
point.
would be
I will
really
wait
funny. I mean, it just takes the pressure off a little bit, doesn't it? Because you never know who's out there trying to, kill you. I mean, we know that there are people out there who have, other motives.
That's very true. Demons, after all. Yes, let's wait for the others to come back, have some food, and then we can retire into the hut. That would be fine.
A question for me. Viorica, in your talking as a free action, you mentioned Viorica wanted to go back to El Turel before coming out on this excursion. Did that happen?
No.
Didn't happen.
I think been swept up by circumstances. The thing of the demons coming up, and that felt like the most important thing.
Right, okay.
That's the idea.
How did they choose you, Huxley, from the tower? We knew they were going to send someone, but...
I rather suspect it was a case of getting rid of me. I wasn't very much liked by the new librarian, and she came from Candlekeep, you see, and she saw her new position as a bit of a step down, and when she found out that I, a bugbear, was the head book stacker, well, she didn't take very kindly to that, and I think the first opportunity to let me go, she went for it. She certainly got rid of me, but this is my first adventure. I know I'm old, but...
No, you've done very well so far. I think you've been doing excellently.
Thank you. I mean, I am 82.
Good Lord.
But
Don't have a day over 75.
Thank you. Could I make an insight check on that?
This doesn't feel like my decision.
That was 26, so you tell me, Ed, what I would make from that.
Hang on, I'm just getting on deception. Why have you done that? Here we go. 24, did you say?
26.
Okay, 15. I'm afraid not true at all.
Regardless, there will be a smile, like a tusky smile your way, and just a hand clasped on your shoulder. Thank you, Viorica. It's kind words. Anyway, yes, here I am, and it's a pleasure to be with you all. But like I say, I don't think Blackstaff Tower. I'm sorry to say, I don't think they sent their best, but you'll have to make do with me.
We're doing all right so far.
Yes. I think we're a bunch of vagabonds and reprobates anyway. I think you'll fit in just fine.
I've worked very hard not to be associated with the word reprobate. Reprobate.
Right.
Anymore. Just so they don't lock me up again.
What? Why were you locked up?
That's a long
It's a long story.
Refer to a whole different campaign.
Okay, so
Basically,
No, it's good. This seems like a good crossover point.
well, moving on.
Outside, in the rain. Boys, how are you hunting? Hang on, boys, how do you hunt? There we go.
Yes.
Probably not particularly proud, but he quite contently let Aldrin sort of take the lead with the knowledge that he sort of gained. You point at him, direct him, and he'll sort of listen and taking the information carefully.
Do any of us actually know how to hunt is the other question.
I mean, I grew up on a farm, so I would have done some a long time ago, and to like the standard of everybody else. Like I wasn't like going out there shooting squirrels through the eye with a slingshot, but I understand the basics of it. But but this book, the borrowed knowledge has kind of made it, it's a lot more. I understand how to do it. Whether I'm as proficient at it as I could be, not so much, but at least it's coming from a basis.
So the book was scouting for boys. Good. Right. Well,
101 ways to kill things and eat them.
The American scouting for boys. Good, right?
Yes.
Roll me a survival check then, Aldrin.
So this will be. I'll roll my stealth because the mod will be the adjusted one.
Okay.
That's a 15.
Okay.
Guidance to myself? No.
You can't guidance yourself and take the action. Oh, you can because it takes time. It's just in combat around is the issue. Right. 15. So you can get on the trail of things. Can you both roll me a stealth check, please?
It's starting to come back to me now. Hunting deer, chasing trout. I feel a bit luckier than that. I'm going to use one of my luck points.
Wow.
It was the same roll. I'm going to use another one of my luck points.
Oh my god.
I will, if this also fails, Stampy will use Silvery Bow. No, can't, because it's not a failed roll, isn't it? Ah, crap, ignore me. Damn.
Really kind of counting on us getting a long rest here, so. That'll do. That's 25.
24. Two of you are sneaking perfectly fine. You can find a brace of rabbits relatively easily and dispatch them. No need to go into too much detail. And bring them back for some kind of rabbits, do you think?
Yeah. Well.
Bright eyes. So, yes. Is there anything you would discuss while you are hunting and killing some rabbits to bring back for dinner?
I think as we're coming back, yeah. I guess we'd be pretty quiet while we were doing the hunting, but maybe on the way back we have some words. It's pretty wet.
Very. I'm excited to get dressed. No, he sort of pulls his hat down lower and pulls out his notebook to keep it dry. Did you make any interesting observations from that fight at all?
I'm sorry, what now?
That last fight we had, did you notice anything interesting? Or?
Well, I noticed a big fuck-off demon popping out of nowhere and charging straight at us, and I noticed another demon behind a ball of blackness, at least I assume it was, popping out of nowhere. So my observation is be good for us to have a way to stop demons popping out of nowhere and shitting up our stuff, How about yourself?
Well, I mean...
You got much experience this kind of demon thing? I know we've had a bit over the last little while.
Came face to face with Arcus himself, so that was an interesting encounter.
I still find that hard to believe, but I do believe you. I'd have been quaking in my boots, tell you what.
Yeah, there was a lot going on, so there wasn't a lot of time to be, it's not really a classy way to put it, but I was shitting myself.
Well, you're only human.
Well, that's exactly it as well. Far more than just catching vagabonds on the highway. But no, the big one, that was interesting. I missed out on it. I got caught up by a rock on my own, but Viorica watched me back. Maybe still figuring out the firearms, but Viorica will always sort you out with those spells of his.
Hey, if it's of it, there are some capable people in this party, I'll tell you that.
Absolutely.
Pleased to be among them, yourself included.
Well, we've been at it a long time now. That wizard from Blackstaff, quite impressive as well. I didn't realise they were all as powerful as that, with all of the bits and bobs and magic and stuff.
Don't let the demeanor fool you. There's some serious power behind those eyes there.
Absolutely.
Everyone's got their own story to tell, I guess.
Yeah. I'm not the type to really poke when not offered. But that was quite a beautiful segue, let's call it. But you've not overly opened up about yourself. Is that for any particular reason? I mean, if you give me a straight up answer, I won't poke any further.
Well, now, I have no problem talking about myself. Was more the case that when you have the kind of upbringing, the kind of past, and the kind of experiences I've had, you learn not to trust folks too easy. And you seen folks that do trust taken advantage of too many times, you start to question yourself, And you might be wondering why the white hair. Let me tell you, it does go all the way down. At least it would if I didn't wax. But that's a story in and of itself, my friend. Involves gods and knowledge and, well, let me put it this way. I was involved with some pretty bad people back in the day, was given a chance to redeem myself, and here I am. You want to know more than that? You're welcome to ask, and I'll tell you. But I don't look at myself as being the most interesting person in the room. I like to know what everyone else finds interesting. And that's what gives me my joy, is helping people. And that's why I'm here today, is helping people. And you might think that's a closed book, but like I say, you want an answer to a question, all you got to do is ask. And you pick the time for that, my friend. And likewise, I'd like to get to know you better.
And I'll happily open up. Well, I feel like Mike and Vorin knows that that's pretty straight up, but we can support that with a roll. If that's okay, just, to get a sort of...
Be remiss of you not to.
You can always roll an insight check and then...
31 insight check.
Yeah, it's not a full deception, but it'd be a 25 that there's a sense of there's maybe some evasion, but it seems to not be coming from a malicious place. It does seem to be, like Aldrin said, it's just old habits dying hard.
Absolutely. Well, I've seen plenty on the street take themselves from in the gutter to successful in, many ways. So I can't really sit here and and judge when it's quite obvious that many are capable of it. So good for you. I won't push. We'll just keep it natural. But I will say I do like to know who I'm with, and so far I think we're doing pretty well.
I would say we have got off on the right foot, so to speak. And
right.
I look forward to that continuing. And I thank you for your kind words. You're right. Ain't us to be the judge. That's the domain of the gods. And let me tell you, from those that I've had experience with, well, they're just as pernickety as the rest of us. Sorry, Tamor.
Well, as a not particularly faithful, I would say I probably fall under Chontair in some way or form, but I'm not hugely there, but I could agree.
You're a good spirit, and through that you serve what's good. I ain't here to preach at you, my friend. I'm just here to tell you I'm glad to stand by your side.
Amen to that, or whatever the version would be.
Well,
that's fine. The word amen is necessarily.
Let's cook up these codies, hey?
Aye.
You can head back inside with the rabbits. You can Cook, make a stew.
Who
And then
wants some
basically,
stew?
they were really upset that we'd broken into the prison.
Oh, I missed the prison story. I love that one.
What did you say, Liz?
I was agreeing with Prosperous that it was quite the adventure.
It was.
He's had many adventures. Very impressive.
You don't
Okay.
look so sold, Prosperous. You look quite weary of these. Do you want to go home?
You know, no one's ever asked me that.
Where is home?
Goldenfields. Like Foray. I don't know. I don't know if it's home anymore.
If you could go back, and if it was home, would you?
Well, see, I lived there for 6 months and it was quite tedious, so maybe not anymore.
Maybe we could find you a new home, preferably not in the Mirror of Dead Men, but there'll be something along the road, I'm sure.
Well, I've got the shepherds now. They're kind of my home.
That's true.
The people.
I think that works.
Yeah. Like, home is everywhere. So it doesn't matter where you are.
As long as you're with good people and they have your back, I think that's the best way to be.
There's blessing on that, says Aldrin, taking the rabbits down.
Oh,
rabbits.
Not a deer. Oh well. This is delicious, thank you.
You can all eat a healthy repast. Do you set up the tiny hut, which is just a dome of energy? Why it's called tiny hut is...
Fiorita's tiny hut.
Used to be a proper
definitely
hut. Used to be a thing, but then...
Well, that's why then, because it used to be a hut and it's not a hut anymore.
changed it. Anyway, yes. Do you all rest and stand here? No watches? Just...
Whilst Verica's casting Tiny Hut, and just be like, I want to say I really appreciate your music. I enjoy that a lot. And I hope you wouldn't take it amiss if I supplement your casting here with a little defensive spell of my own. Would that be all right with y'all?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you.
Now, this will take quite a lot of power out of me, so if you see me heaving and moaning and such like, it isn't bad rabbit. I promise you that.
Okay.
Fuck you, Carlston.
Forbiddance as a ritual.
Forbiddance? Was that the one you did in the middle of the...
Forbiddance is a 6th level spell.
Oh, that was, yes.
Cast as a ritual. You create a ward against magical travel that protects up to 40,000 square feet of floor space to a height of 30 feet above the floor. For the duration, creatures can't teleport into the area or use portals, such as those created by the gate spell, to enter the area. The spell proofs the area against planar travel, and therefore prevents creatures from accessing the area by way of the astral plane, ethereal plane, Feywild, Shadowfell, or the Planeshift spell. In addition, the spell damages types of creatures that you choose when you cast it. Choose one or more of the following: Celestials, Elementals, Fey, Fiends, and Undead. Obviously, Fiends. If they open the area for the first time or start the turn there, they take 5d10 radiant or necrotic damage by choice. Radiant, and that's 40,000 feet of square footage.
It's 40,000 feet flat.
Oh yeah,
and 30 feet up.
Yeah,
well,
it's like we're very vulnerable from above.
Yeah, shame that flying demon got away.
In a house. Well, yes, true.
Can't land now. But yes.
I figured, yeah. I can also designate a password. So the password will be friendship.
Great.
Just threw up in my mouth a little bit.
You might think this folksy wisdom I'm coming out is covering some kind of emotional scars. You're wrong.
Absolutely wrong.
Do you want to go over the bit of the battle you couldn't see, Foray? I smashed it really hard with my sword. It had like really big arms, and there was another one with 2 arms, and then it tried to eat me, but it didn't like eating me, but it still wanted to eat me. And then I smashed that one. No, who smashed that one? Someone smashed it. Nobody remembers who smashed that one.
No. I'm sure it was you, P.
I don't think it was me. I think it might have been you. You sacred flamed
I don't
it.
smash things.
Yeah. And then the other one, we smashed it through the head and it died.
Mm-hmm. That was good.
Good.
Rory takes the notes like diligently, like genuinely taking in every single piece of information.
There were too many arms.
There was too many arms.
Hey, Foray, you like noting stuff down and knowing things and such like. I made a sketch for you of the big demon, best I could before it got smushed in that.
Beauty.
Did you put us in for scale?
Hang on.
You. Oh,
There.
all right. This is my best side.
Hang on.
Is anyone taking watches, or are you just all resting at the same time because of the forbiddance and the tiny hut?
It's not
Probably-
about not trusting. It's just like the nervous disposition.
Same.
Rory's got.
Same.
I was gonna
We'd
say, I
probably
feel
end
like
up
all of us
awake
do.
at the same time. Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as Viorica stays in the hut, people can leave and come back again. So if you wanted to, if people want to be on watch, you could go in pairs, you could go in smaller groupings, whatever you want.
The spell means I can't possibly do it.
Oh no, how sad
I'll
for
take-
you.
I'll take the first one.
Cool.
I'm still feeling fairly fresh after being out in the rain.
I'll stick with Foray.
Okay.
Like you and me for second watch, Hugs.
Sounds like a good idea. I think there's meant to be a third watch, but we'll make do with two. It'll be fine.
Right. Mike, you've disappointed me. You've not rolled any nat ones yet. So I don't
I did it at
know.
the very, very start.
True. Yeah, but that's not the same thing. For an initiative roll, no. I was going to use that to start to define your curse a little bit, because I've got a list of options.
Oh.
So instead, why don't we just do some rolls for it now?
Okay.
Yeah, that's fun.
Gonna be interesting.
Thing is, he got cursed at the end of Reaping of Goldenfields, and we said, "What is it?" We went, "Well, I've got some ideas." I've put them into lists of options, and it's more interesting that way to see what chance takes us.
I did literally throw myself in front of like something real horrific, so something has to happen at some point.
This is true. Roll me a d8.
A D8.
Yes, please.
This is the one to pick the table.
1.
It's like the digital version of those like paper things from
You
school.
did just
you know?
say
I
you're
know,
disappointed
I
I hadn't
know.
rolled any.
Okay. All right. Roll me a d6.
Don't get another one.
6.
Oh, that's better. Hopefully. Yeah, exactly.
Great. Okay. This may sound like a loaded question, and I don't mean it to. Are you in the habit of being in physical contact with anybody? Like, it's very, very touchy-feely, because never struck me as such.
Not particularly, no.
Didn't think so. Okay. Cool. That's what I wanted to know. Thank you.
That's right. Okay. Just going to have to learn to deal with this, I see.
The two of you are on watch. Everyone else is sound asleep, but Aldrin still hears everything.
Are we doing walking laps of the house?
Can do if you like.
Like outside?
It's
Mike?
raining still.
Yeah, we can do sort of a mixture.
Do you ever think back to that day when you like jumped in the cursed water?
I mean, I was thinking about it 30 seconds ago. I don't know about you, but
I can imagine this is actually on Prosper's mind quite a lot.
and like wonder how you managed not to get cursed, because like you're not cursed, right? You haven't been cursed. It's been fine. And like it was definitely the right decision to not curse the Chiron.
Well, I don't know if I've necessarily got off scot-free. I've not noticed anything particularly detrimental as of yet. I think it's the easiest way to put it.
Would you tell me if you had?
I am now.
That's not the same thing.
Yeah, it's more about, you know how I like to figure stuff out before I present anything. You know, I liked, well,
Yeah.
it was worse when I was younger. I liked to do that really obnoxious thing where I do this whole, presentation about how I figured all the different
No, I
steps.
enjoyed the presentations.
Yeah, well,
It's
that's
really hard to follow without the presentations.
no. Well, this is the same thing. Is yes, I've noticed things that may be concerning, but I haven't come to a conclusion, and you know what I'm like. I don't really like to present a problem without, well, one, understanding it to some extent, and two, hopefully having a solution to the problem. So I've got neither of those things, so I haven't really said a right lot.
No, that's fair enough.
Yeah, I don't want you know, I've always been straight up with you, and to be fair, it's quite difficult to lie to you, me personally anyway. But this is more, if I don't understand it, I don't particularly know how to explain it.
That's fine. If you spot anything that I can help with, do let me know. Like, I can help, maybe.
I might need a second opinion at some point if I do notice something. Do you see the same thing? Or am I?
Probably not. You see a lot more than me.
No, that's true. But at some point, I had an interesting conversation with that Aldrin folk. And
I like Aldrin.
No, I do. He's interesting. But what I'd quite like to do is potentially bring them in as, well, out of everybody here, he seems to have quite a bit of knowledge that could be useful. But I don't particularly want to straight up open up about some kind of curse.
Yeah, no. No one wants to be cursed.
If that is even what it is. Because, to be honest, I considered it could be something as simple as, you know, pop over to local clerics and ask them to just, you know, do that fancy purification nonsense. But
I mean, I could remove curse.
I mean, we could try that.
We tried it, didn't work.
We tried that,
last campaign.
and it didn't.
Of course, yes, we did.
We tried that. Now I recall. We tried that, and it didn't work.
So I don't
three
want
of us
to,
were there. Why am I the only person who remembers?
Because
Mike and my brains work differently to yours.
That's very fun.
Yeah.
Very much. But I think Aldrin could bring some interesting insight. I just haven't decided well, it's just the same with you. I'm not quite ready to, I haven't quite figured out how to present it as a problem.
That's fine, you know, I'll be here when you're ready. Maybe you've been on the road by yourself for too long.
It's, to be honest, since gaining my memories back.
Did we talk about that?
I feel like Prosperous. Yeah, you definitely know the reason why me and Ephemera had our big moment. Yeah, I'm sure you do. And if not, you would have definitely known after.
Do you want to describe it in case people haven't seen Reaping?
Frore, contextually, Frore gave his memory up out of total embarrassment and failure after letting someone, a young child, I think at the time, or a little bit older, get killed. He was trying to hunt the people that were taking this. Well, they were a cult of some kind. Something potentially, it was connected to Reaping, actually, the original cute cult. But at the very last second, by the time he found them, it was too late. And he couldn't handle it. He was a coward and he decided to forget. And he went to a witch and she cast Modify Memory and took his memory away. And then he spent the entire time after that on his own. And that's sort of where Frore was coming from as he was thinking of it. Is, well, to be honest, thinking about it now, subconsciously, there's a very good reason why I've spent the last couple of years on my own after everything that happened. Whether I actually knew or not, the subconscious will always be playing tricks on you. And I've not forced any connection. In fact, I've barely spent any time with another person.
Are you still afraid of failing?
Since giving me badge up, no, not as much. The weight of the badge seemed to really cause me an unhealthy relationship. And to be honest, not understanding why until my memory came back. What actually that meant. But since not having a badge and, at the end of the day, we're hunting, we're doing good work. We're hunting and we're destroying what's not right in this world. And yeah, Ephemera and Ava have got away with the wand, and we might find them again.
I think I would prefer not to.
Well, yeah, it's a catch-22, that one, because it'd be good to get that wand and get it locked down, but it'd also be...
But then we'd have it, and it's not good. It feels horrible to hold it. It hurts.
Right.
And it weighs on you if you have to attack people you were friends with. Friends in a very loose sense of the word, but still.
No. And I'm concerned, corruption and everything that might come with it, and who they might come across while wielding something like that.
It wouldn't be anyone that we know, surely.
No.
You
don't know any ridiculously power-obsessed wizards that they could come across.
God, I hope not. Can't imagine the kind of conversations they'd have.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I'll just bring that fourth wall back in. But yeah, and right now we can carry on doing our good work. It's honest. It's been stunning to have you back. I mean, I don't know why we ever left each other's side, really. It should have never changed.
Grief, loss.
No.
Time for a change.
No. Of course.
I don't think you should beat yourself up. We all make mistakes.
That necessarily might not be enough this time, sadly. Being able to say it's not your fault.
I'm not saying it's not your fault. How you feel about it is how you feel about it, but it's still all right to forgive yourself eventually and learn and move forward.
No, you're right. But the memories of returning are unfortunately quite fresh still, due to my own actions. But
we've all killed, I think. I don't know about Huxley, actually, to be fair. But you didn't kill.
No.
In that instance. I do regret leaving. Sorry.
No, you sort of, at this point, he will begin to look out at the, and his answers become a little shorter. It's not that he's not listening; it's more that
paying attention.
He's over it, sort of explaining his answers anymore. He's sort of, almost kind of lost in the thought of that memory. That I don't know how to describe a memory that was a couple of years old yet has only come back only a couple of weeks ago. It's quite a unique character situation for him. So I don't know if it wouldn't come across as rude, I hope.
No.
But it's almost like Prosperous has gone back to talking at him instead of with.
I do regret leaving when I did.
Did you good though?
Did it?
Yeah. You learned a lot?
True. Got close to Shantae, which I suppose was the point all along. Really fucked off Torburn, which was a nice bonus.
Who?
Torburn. The dodgy ex-shepherd leader.
Oh, yeah. A while ago, sorry.
Yeah.
It's lonely, though.
What, the road?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lapse into silence.
What was that? Emma?
Mike said it changes you. I said lapse into silence.
Yeah. curtain blows. Something happens.
Have either of you touched each other?
Probably like occasional, like, you know, the friendly, like where you like walk close to each other and touch shoulders.
Yeah.
But no skin on skin.
I mean,
No.
I don't have a coat on, just the body armor, but Fure is canonically wearing a large leather coat, so we can roll for it though to see if like hands brushed. Like, God's sake, Chris, you're really obsessed with this skin on skin contact.
It's important.
I'm fascinated.
And actually, to be fair, without trying to come across like forcing it, sort of when P was saying it changes you, and when Fro was saying it was changing you, he probably put his hand on P's shoulder as they went into that silence, you know, like the comforting, without having to say anything. Yes, let's just, because Prosperous and very close friends. I feel like they have that thing where they can be silent together without it being like uncomfortable. So that would be probably quite a nice way to finish that conversation, being like hand on the shoulder and just sort of carry on. There's your carrot, Chris.
As you touch Prosperous on the shoulder, you hear faintly, and it's not the first time this has happened, just an echo of ephemera calling you a failure, just the word failure. You failed. And you've noticed it happen before, not just the P. When you touch someone, you hear ephemera's voice. Usually, the last conversation you had.
That's going to be really awkward when you want to sleep with someone.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's going to
turn offs go. That must be one of the worst.
I think the only physical reaction you'd see is...
please.
Ooh.
But this is the first time that it racks you with pain. 6 points of psychic damage.
Oh.
6 points.
So just as you touch, just as there is skin-to-skin contact.
Like a flash in your mind and just the word, you failed, and then... Unless you want to keep your hand on Prosperous' shoulder.
Oh, it's as soon as the sort of, it's like an unnecessary pull away.
You okay?
Rubs his temples. Yeah, the fight is just rubbing off on me now.
Can I roll an insight check on that? I mean, it's not going to beat your deception, but...
Roll an insight check. Why not?
That is a 7. Glorious.
Wow, no, you're not going to happen.
Flore could be tired. Flore could be emotional. Maybe. His feeling about touching your arm or you touching him may have changed.
I think he had feelings about it.
Just leaving that there. Anything else on your watch?
I spy with my little eye
Fine.
something beginning with
Please say R.
S.
Yes.
It's really big.
Sword. Right.
I was going to say, yeah, then it just falls down into the whole, like, would you rather fight 20 bees or one horse-sized bee.
So it's one of our
One-
Friday shows. Good.
One horse-sized bee, obviously, because you could just lop off the stick.
Oh, look, your watch has ended.
And that's just what it ends up being.
Huxley, Aldrin, how does your watch go?
I think as we're walking, Huxley will be making idle chit-chat, knowing that Aldrin is wanting to talk to him about something quite specific. But during that time, with Aldrin's passive perception, he would notice that Huxley is absent-mindedly holding onto his locket as they're walking and talking and keeping watch.
Never leaves you, does it?
Which emotion?
Yeah.
There's the loss, the mourning, and then there's the guilt. I don't know which is worse.
It's okay to feel those things, but you have done everything you can.
There must be more, surely. I must have missed something, Aldrin. I've only poured through so many books. There must be something else I can do to bring him back.
Huxley, if you could know for sure if there was a way or if there was no hope, would you want to know?
There's a very big pause. And he opens the locket, in which there is a very small corner of singed paper. In my heart, I want to say yes. But at the same time, I can't remember what he looks like. It's been so long.
Things that are fate, things that we remember that stick with us, they are the truth. They are what's real. But let me put it another way. If you were where he is, wherever that may be, would you want you to stop searching?
I don't. You like to flip coins. This seems like a fate thing. I'm not normally one for believing in fate. I'm normally one for logic and the things written down and yes or no, black and white answers, but should we flip a coin?
That's what you want to do.
Heads, yes. Tails, no.
Should we flip it?
Go for it.
I'm tempted to palm it.
Oh. You tell me.
Can I do an insight on Huxley to see if I can read what he would actually want from behind, even if it literally just comes down. I'm just sort of looking very intently, trying to sort of read the expressions to see if there's a hint that Huxley would prefer it to go one way or the other. And if I get that, then I'm going to try and palm the coin so that it comes down that way.
Roll me an insight check.
Awesome. That is a 14.
Doesn't
Should I roll deception against that? I'm not trying to be deceptive.
No.
I think it's working out what Huxley feels, and I don't know if Huxley knows what Huxley feels.
I think 14 is not enough to know.
Yeah, my passive's a 21, which is bloody annoying. I rolled a 3. I'm not going to use a luck point in this scenario because I think actually it's better to just let the coin decide.
I'm a believer that passives are fine to use out of combat situations where there's no stress and no pressure. And this was a situation where you have time to peruse Huxley's face.
It's like reading through the whole conversation.
Exactly. Yeah. You've got time. This isn't a pressured moment where you have to roll. Run with the 21, in which case Liz, does Huxley know what he wants to hear?
Huxley does not know what he wants to hear, but at the same time, Aldrin would find out. I would expect Aldrin would get the emotions with every piece of the conversation. So the excitement of maybe having a chance, but then that's dampened by a lot of guilt and a lot of mourning. And it's this roller coaster of, yes, I really want that, but oh my God, am I prepared for that? I don't know. But it's the thing that he wants more in the world, to know if Simeon was safe, great. But what if Simeon's not? And it's very complex.
I think reading that, what I would do is toss a weighted coin that comes up heads.
Sure.
I wouldn't think that you would be deceptive in that way, so I wouldn't even look for that.
Grand.
I can ask 3 questions, yes or no answers. I assume fate has decided. Is he alive? Can he be saved? It's your choice. What would you like me to ask? The answers are not always clear, but if there's an answer to be had, I can pray to Tamora and hope she answers.
Is he alive? Is he safe? What can I do to bring him back?
Well, okay then.
Do I need to do anything? Do I just sit here? We're meant to be keeping watch. I'll look over here.
Do I just sit here?
You keep an eye on things, and I'll do what needs to be done.
I'll look away, clearly not keeping an eye on what's meant to be going on. If we're going to get attacked, great, but...
Yeah.
So I will cast Commune. And...
Righto. Dave, you know as well as I do that I don't feel too beholden to a number of questions. I feel more beholden to role-playing you, talking to your god.
Yeah.
It's raining. Still. It's one of those days. Nights. As Huxley looks away, you can feel the rain once again slow and stop, floating in midair. And a tall, rakish person is walking through the raindrops that just splash off them as they pass in between them. To walk up in front of you. Look around you at Huxley, who is looking away. It's a sad one.
Yep.
All right, what do you need to know?
Well, yes, first and foremost, I don't know if there's hope. Simeon alive?
There's always hope. I didn't answer your question, I know, but...
I'll trust you to find a question where there isn't one, Tamora.
It's very important.
I know.
There's always hope.
Well, that's between you, me, and the universe, and I think I understand what you mean by that, but I have to ask, and maybe you can't answer, but is he safe?
In a way that would help him. In a way that he would understand. Yes.
Is there anything he can do to get him back?
Yes.
And I guess asking you what that would be would go beyond the bounds of our little compact here, right enough.
No, it wouldn't necessarily, but he wouldn't like the answer.
Maybe we don't always have the choice whether we like what we have to hear.
And this is why we need to have hope.
You gonna tell me, or are you gonna leave it at that?
Help him have hope.
Well, all right then.
What other answer could I possibly give you?
None that I'd expect.
Pleasure as always.
I bask in the radiance of your luck, Timor.
Naughty. Turns and walks away through the rain again, which starts to fall, and there's a sort of faint outline of like a figure that appeared through it, but then it's gone. Yeah, the spell is complete. Huxley, less than a second has passed.
There's a long, slow moment as Aldrin turns to look at Huxley and is clearly weighing what to say and the weight of the words and the impact of the potential of the words.
At the same time, Huxley looks like he is about to take the locket off and doesn't know what to do with it.
Keep it. He's safe. Somehow, somewhere, I don't know exactly, but he's safe. And you should hold on to that hope. And I will do anything in my power to help you maintain that hope. There is a way, and you may find it, but you have to keep looking.
Do you know if he misses me too?
I'm sure he does.
Would Aldrin permit Huxley to not aggressively, but quickly hug him?
Yeah, there would be sort of surprise for a fraction of a second because Aldrin is not used to people hugging him and certainly not used to being in a sort of vulnerable moment, and then it would be welcomed and embraced warmly.
Not to undercut the beauty of the moment, but Huxley's 7 foot-ish.
Correct, yes, absolutely.
Aldrin's 5'2".
shoulders. I'll lift you up a little bit, just tiny off the floor.
Yeah, that's fine. You can do that.
Otherwise, you might be killing him with your midriff, I'm just saying.
I ain't done nothing but just tell you what I know is true. And
I have searched 50 years, and that is more than I have ever found.
hope
I
is a
can
gift,
smile
Alex.
again properly, not pretending. You should smile too, you know.
Why don't you smile for the both of us just now, and we'll see how I get on with that. And unseen by Huxley, Aldrin allows himself a smile and just thinks, I see what you mean.
Did I ever tell you a story about this?
Oh, look, your watch has ended. There would be a third watch, but there isn't. The Oracle refuses. In the morning, if you all wake up, the rain stopped. It's relatively early. The light is very bright, not sunny, but that sort of harsh light through clouds. As you pack up and get ready to go, very stark light.
Where are we going again?
the Mirror of Dead Men, I believe. We're making our way...
Yes, no, but direction, sorry.
Up the road.
Along the high road.
That's right. Yes, got
not
it.
the way we came from, but the way we're going. It's one way.
Right there. Gotcha. Thank you.
Assuming you all pack up and leave, the road very quickly reaches the top of a crest at the end of the Sword Mountains, and down in front of you, the path, you can see it continues in a wide arc around a salt marsh. The ocean has washed over onto the land and softened it and broken it down over time. There is a myth that a Lich whose tower was in the middle of the Mirror of Dead Men destroyed an army, both sides of that army, by raising the water levels and killing everyone because it was easier. But that is a myth and a legend. No one knows if it's true. Either way, this is a very large salt flat. There are trees, vegetation. It is alive, but it's spooky. There's low mist in the morning. You can see some movement through the trees. You get quite a nice sort of overhead view. But for this point, what you can see is a bog, which you'll probably have to find Blackwater in. But you know that Blackwater's on a road. You know that it is accessible, so you don't need to go traipsing off into the bog. But as you make your way down the high road towards where the road turns off to Blackwater, that's where we'll pick up next time.
A bog full of skeletons. Great!
And here you are with the cleric and the paladin. You're fine.
God for that.
Yes. Anyway, thanks for watching episode 1, everybody. I hope you got through me being ill. Hopefully next time I'll be better.
Fine.
But yes, join us next week. We are on for the next 6 weeks. So yes, 6 weeks from now, there will be something else.
It's fine.
I'm not with it.
It's fine.
I go after you.
That's right. Emma's got a new show coming after us. And on Tuesdays at the moment, I think we're still doing Divergent Dream. There's a couple more episodes of that left to go. And then Sean's show coming in, I think, as well. So, all the things, all the stuff all the things. Check out the Twitter to find out more. You can find us on the socials, Twitter, Facebook, Patreon. It's not really a social, but you know. Instagram as well. Nice. Roll Together RPG on all of them. On Patreon, we have the D20 Club, who are our lovely patrons, and they are marvelous and help us make all of this wonderful stuff. Thank you so much, all of you. You are wonderful people. Massive thank you to all of our sponsors and supporters. If you caught this on Twitch, hey! If you caught it on YouTube, that's grand. And if you caught it on podcasts, amazing! You can find all of those. Search Roll Together RPG for the podcast, because there are so many different podcasting services, but we're on most of them. And on YouTube, it's youtube.com/rolltogetherrpg. And on Twitch, it's twitch.tv/rolltogetherrpg. Cool. Great. That's us. See you next week, friends, and enjoy the rest of your evenings. Bye.
Bye.